diwethaf, nath y gŵr yma arwain hwlffordd at uchelfannau uwch gyngrau'r Cymru. Gorffen yn y trydydd safle, cyrraedd Ewrop, ond mae pethau'n edrych yn dra wahanol i Tony Pennock a'i dîm y tymor hwn. Wedi tair colled yn olynol yn y gyngrair, mae'r adar gleision wedi syrthio i waelodion uwch gyngrau'r Cymru. A'i heno yn erbyn y Bari, mae hunllef hwlffordd am ddod i ben. Croeso mawr ato ni, hwlffordd yn erbyn y Bari sy'n fyw ar sgorio i chi heno yma. A mae rhywun sy'n gyfarwydd iawn â phêl-drod yn y gorllewin cyn chwaraewr Caerfyrddin ac Aberystwyth, Siôn Meredydd yn cadw cwmni ni heno. Croeso mawr, Siôn.
Nos ydw.
Reit, faint o drwbl i ti'n credu mae hwlffordd yno ar hyn o bryd? Achos mae fe'n timlo fel sdim byd yn mynd yn iawn i dîm Tony Pennock ar hyn o bryd.
Na, diw'r cerdiau coch ddim wedi helpu. Fi'n credu nawfed cerdyn coch hwlffordd wythnos diwetha efo Ben Ahmun. Maen nhw'n ildio gormod o goliau. Tymor diwetha, dim ond 9 cyn yr holl nes nhw ildio. Hyd yma maen nhw'n ildio 15, felly mae yna marciau cwestiwn am ddiffyn. Dyna ni'n gwybod am y chwaraewr sydd wedi gadael, chwaraewr oedd yn cewri yn prif adran Cymru. Felly mae yn cyfnod anodd i hwlffordd.
Ie, ddim y dechreuad bydde Tony Pennock wedi moyn yn sicr. Reit, wel, nid dyma yw'r unig gêm sy'n cael ei chwarae yn uwch gyngrau'r Cymru heno. Mae yna noson llawn dop o bêl-drod, ambell i gêm sydd yn sicr yn dal ein sylw ni. Pedwerydd yn erbyn 5 yw hi wrth i Fai Colwyn wynebu'r bala lan yn y gogledd. Mae'r Llans yn cwrdd yn y de Llansawel yn erbyn Llanelli, ac mae yna gêm fawr yn y brif ddinas. Met Caerdydd sy'n dal i edrych am i buddugoliaeth cyntaf nhw y tymor hwn yn y gyngrair, ond maen nhw'n croesawu Pen-y-bont i Coed. A wedyn ni o ran y tabl, wel dyma'r sefyllfa fel mae pethau'n sefyll. Mae mor dyn tuag at y brig. Pwynt yn unig sy'n gwahanu y Seintiau Newydd, Caernarfon a Phen-y-bont. Y Bari, wel maen nhw mond 1 pwynt tu fas i'r 6 ucha a hwlffordd. Wel dyw cefnogwyr hwlffordd ddim wedi bod yn gyfarwydd â hwnna yn ddiweddar. Maen nhw mond 1 safle uwch ben Llanelli sydd ar waelod y domen. Siôn, ni wedi sôn am broblemau hwlffordd, ond o ran y Bari, be ti wedi gwneud o'r dechreuad maen nhw wedi cael? Achos o ran popeth ddigwyddodd tymor diwethaf yn colli mas ar y 6 ucha, ti'n cael y teimlad bod nhw'n benderfynol o gyrraedd hynna, y 6 ucha unwaith eto eleni?
Ie, dwi'n meddwl bod garfan digon cryf yn o benni yn y 6 ucha. Fi'n credu bod nhw wedi cael sawl perfformiad arbennig o dda y tymor hyn, ond dyw'r canlyniadau falle ddim wedi adgywyrchu y perfformiadau. Sawl gêm falle, gêm cyfartal lle nhw wedi ennill, ond nhw'n arbennig yn erbyn y bala rhyw pethefnos yn ôl. Felly fydden nhw'n edrych yn perfformiad go tebyg yna heno.
Yn bendant. Wel, ti wedi sôn am gardiau coch hwlffordd. Mae rheolwr nhw, Tony Pennock, mae wedi cael 3 cerdyn coch gan gynnwys yn un o'i gemau Ewropeaidd nhw yn gynharach yn yr haf. Mae wedi cael ei gwahardd heno achos nath e dderbyn cerdyn coch arall yn erbyn Connah dydd Sadwrn. Felly is-reolwr nhw, Gary Richards, sydd wedi bod yn siarad gyda Dylan Ebenezer.
Gary, how tough has this start been this season for Havford West, would you say?
Oh, listen, it could have certainly been better. We think we've been a bit unfortunate at times. A couple of defeats we've probably deserved, but we think we should certainly have more points than we have on the board, you know, in regard to some of our performances.
Looking at the games, red cards seem to be an issue. How much of a problem is that?
Yeah, we probably haven't done ourselves any favours. I would say our red cards have probably been needless and something, you know, we've got to correct, I think.
To add to that as well, Ben Ahmun missing tonight as well. He's amongst the goals, and goals seem to be an issue as well. It's all piling up at the minute.
No, listen, we'll miss Ben obviously, but it's an opportunity for someone else. So we'll be looking for other people to step up and, you know, get some goals for us today.
Yeah, and I don't want to be too negative. It's a beautiful evening, another night here in Pembrokeshire. What do you expect from Barrytown tonight?
Like we always get, a tough game.
A draw, usually.
Yeah, but Jenks has done well with them, so we know it's going to be a tough game, but we're at home. I think it's important that we're positive and, you know, we're on front foot from the start, so we'll see how that goes and hopefully we'll get the result that we need.
Brilliant. Thanks very much for your time. Good luck.
Yes, dim los yn dieddol o rhannu'r ddau dîm yma pan maen nhw'n wynebu I gilydd. A Siôn, oedd Gary'n sôn fyna am y chwaraewyr sydd yn anffodus ar goll gyda nhw heno. Aleric Jones, Ben Ahmun wedi cael ei gwahardd, Owain Jones anaf gyda fe. Ti'n bod chwaraewyr hanfodol sydd ar goll heno yn erbyn y Bari.
Ydyn, a ti'n edrych ar y ddwy garfan, fi credu diw Hwlffordd, fel yn ni sôn ar dechrau'r rhaglen, dyn nhw wedi colli chwaraewyr allweddol, a Nysr a Haf wedi methu dod a chwaraewyr falle cystal a nhw'n mewn i'r garfan, felly pyn ti'n colli chwaraewyr hefyd rhyw anafiadau, Cerdyn Coch, mae yn hergyd drom I clwb fel Hwlffordd ar y foment.
Ond rhywun sydd ddim yn mynd I fod ar y ca heno, Corey Shepherd, a Siôn, pan mae clwb mewn bach o dwll, fel mae Hwlffordd ar hyn o bryd, maen nhw'n mynd I fod yn troi at chwaraewr fel fe, chwaraewr llawn profiad, a fe yw'r meistr yng nghanol y caos, sydd yn gallu gwneud I bethau digwydd.
Ie, fe yw un o ser, Hwlffordd yn sicr yn wedyn gael y ca, yn gallu'r creu y lle, ond hefyd yn gallu gweld pas pe mae angen. Hon oedd y bas I Ben Ahmun arwain at gico smotyn yn erbyn Gynarfon. Ond mae be fi'n hoffi hefyd mae'n wneud yw, mae'n cymeru chwaraewyr ymlaen, a be hwnna'n wneud yw, mae'n creu gwagle tu ôl ar ymddiffyn, ac wedyn galluogi chwaraewyr I ddod mewn i'r gêm. Ond yn sicr mae fe'n uniongyrchol, ac yn un o'r chwaraewyr na sy'n holl anfodol I Hwlffordd yn wedig heno.
Ie, Gary'n sôn amdano fe, jyst nawr. Canol y car, ond y problemau yw yr amddiffyn, ildio goliau, ond hefyd maen nhw'n cael traffer sgorio goliau hefyd.
Wrth I weld y sgorio.
Wrth I weld Corey Shepherd yn sgorio.
Ond ti'n iawn, ie, dyn nhw ddim yn sgorio. Nid nhw'n creu digon o gyfleon, a pryd maen nhw yn creu cyfleon, mae rai nhw gymerid, achos fel ni'n gweud, dyn nhw'n cael lawer o sians o flaen gol, felly mae'n bwysig bod nhw'n cymerid y cyfleon pryd maen nhw'n cael e. Ie,
a'r cardiau coch yn credu y nod fydd cadw 11 o chwaraewyr ar y ca heno. Reit te, Callum Sainty, y Bari, y captain, mae wedi bod gyda'r clwb ers 2019. Mae fe'n gawr yng nghanol y ca I dîm Steve Jenkins. Ond hefyd, mae fe'n gallu symud I ganol yr amddiffyn, mae fe'n chwaraewr handi iawn, fi'n credu hwnna.
Ie, mae fe chwaraewr bydde unrhyw reolwr moyn yn ei garfan, achos fel y ti'n gweud, mae fe lle chwarae yn yr ymddiffyn, mae fe'n gawr o ddyn, ond hefyd, mae fe lle torri pethau lan yn ganol ca, mae fe jyst yn angori ganol ca, rhoi lefel o, mae jyst yn bach o fwy o security i'r tri yn y cefen wedi, felly mae fe'n holl bwysig i'r Bari, a oedd ddim yn chwarae wythnos diwetha, mae'n dod straight nôl mewn, a fe yw'r captain heno.
Ie, achos y ffordd mae Steve Jenkins moyn yw dîm I chwarae. Ni'n gwybod o ran y talent ymosodol sydd gyda nhw. Mae 9 chwaraewr gwahanol di sgorio goliau i'r Bari hyd yn hyn tymor hwn. Ond ti yn cael y teimlad, maen nhw moyn bod lot fwy solid yn y cefen am y rôl Callum Sainty yn allweddol I hynny.
Ydy, fel yn ei gweud, mae fe jyst yn angori o flaen yr ymddiffyn, so mae fe'n rhoi layer o security fyna. Ond hefyd, mae nhw'n eitha uniongyrchol, mae'r ôl ysgwellwyr, mae'r ddoi nhw'n hoffi symud lan y ca, un o mewn yn yr ymosod, a mae'r tri blaen, mae nhw'n newid safleoedd, mae nhw'n glefer iawn gyda'r prediadau maen nhw'n neud, maen nhw'n mynd yn ddwfwn, maen nhw'n mynd yn anodd I amddiffyn, unrhyw amddiffyn pigon o lan, felly, noson caled I Hwlffordd hyn, dwi'n meddwl.
O bosib yn bach o ben tost I Tony Pennock a'i chwaraewyr. Reit te, beth am mynd I glywed gan rheolwr y Bari, mae Steve Jenkins wedi bod yn siarad gyda Dylan.
Well, Steve, is it fair to say Bari on a good run at the minute?
Probably, if I'm going to be critical, probably drawn a few too many games. We've got 4 draws in there. But in terms of consistency with our performances, yeah, pleased with that. Just like to turn a few of those draws into wins if we could.
A few clean sheets as well. Are you happy with the way defence, goalkeeper, or is it just a team effort with that?
No, you're right, there is a team effort. You know, we sort of defend from the front. But it's pleasing, you know, I think we got 4 clean sheets in the league, another one in the Nathaniel Cup. So, you know, we're looking strong. But it's more about now getting these 3 points if we can.
I spoke to you after the Bala game about the schedule as well. It's another midweek fixture. It's a lovely evening, but does that set some challenges as well?
Yeah, it does. You know, we were away up in Flint, so we went on the Friday. So it's Friday, Saturday, obviously players back to work, back to it again. So yeah, you know, when you look at it, it's been congested over the last week or two. And then you look there, we have some free weekends pre-Christmas, which is a bit strange. But it is what it is, we get on with it. And, you know, it's 3 points to play for, and we'll give it our best to take 3 tonight.
What do you expect from Haverfordwest? They're having a tough time at the minute.
Yeah, but a tough game. You know, they've consistently been one of the best teams, you know, in the league over the last couple of seasons, you know, qualifying for Europe. You know, Pens has done a great job. All right, they're going through a difficult time, but they still have got some really good players. And like I say, it's been tough for them, but they've still got a lot of quality, and it's going to be a tough game for us tonight.
Steve, thanks very much for your time. Good luck.
Steve Jenkins yn barod amdani, felly reit Sean, mae'r gemau rhwng y ddau glwb yma wastad mor dyn, maen nhw'n gystadleuol, felly fel i ti'n gweld mynd heno. Mae'n noson fawr i Hwlffordd, neu gwy?
Ydy, ti se, wedi maen nhw bron ar wylod y tabl, felly maen nhw moyn cynnyniad positif, maen nhw'n edrych am y triffwynt. Ond os ti se roi mhen ar y bloc, dwi'n meddwl, o perfformiadau, dwi'n meddwl falle bod y Bari, jyst yn mynd i siado gyda ddwy go falle.
Wel, mae'n noson hyfryd fan hyn yn y gorllewin ac i ni bron yn barod i fynd. Mae'r gic gyntaf yn agosau. Your usual reminder that we do have English language commentary available for this one. We've got former Barry Town player Cain McLagan alongside Mike Davis. They are waiting for your company over there. Ac yn y Gymraeg, mae Sean nawr yn mynd i fynd lan i'r pwynt sylwebu. Tuag at ein sylwebydd ni, Dylan Ebenezer.
Well, thanks, Sioned. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Oggy Bridge Meadow, where struggling Haverfordwest, with only one win in 7, have slipped into the relegation zone. Tonight they host Barry Town, who have made a solid start to the Welsh Premier League and are currently 7th. Keeping me company on Red Button commentary this evening, former Barry Town captain Cain McLagan, who scored in the last fixture between these two teams back in January. It finished in a 1-1 draw. Cain, croeso nôl I Sgorio. Welcome back to Sgorio. Now tonight, Haverfordwest are struggling. They're riddled with injuries and suspension. Surely Barry Town are favourites tonight?
I'm not sure about favourites, but listen, Barry Town have got to fancy themselves tonight and think that it's an opportunity they can get a result here, which has been few and far between in recent years. I'm aware of that. So yeah, but they've got to fancy themselves tonight. You know, Haverfordwest have got a few players missing, and Barry Town have got players back. So yeah, big opportunity.
Yeah, as you said, I think it's been 10 games since Barry Town defeated Haverfordwest. They haven't won here since 2003, but this is a great opportunity this evening.
Yeah, they won't get a better chance, you know. They've got Haverfordwest have got their main striker out, their main source of goals not playing. They've got injuries and suspensions. Manager not on the bench tonight due to suspension. So what an opportunity for Barry Town to go and put a mark on this league, especially with Haverfordwest currently in poor form and haven't won at home. So real big chance for him to win a game tonight.
Yeah, Steve Jenkins not giving much away in his pre-match interview. I think they can make the top 6 this year.
I think so. I think there's probably 4 or 5 teams outside of maybe the top 3 who've started really well in Penabont, TNS and Carnarvon. There's probably 4 or 5, maybe 6 teams who are fighting then to get into that top 6. And you'd include Haverfordwest in that, despite their struggling start. But Barry Town for sure will be in that.
Well, both teams out, getting introduced to each other, and the team news for this evening's match. Well, both sides make 3 changes apiece. Haverfordwest, who lost here against the Nomads on Saturday, they include Elliot Scotcher, his first full appearance. Tom Shepherd is including midfield. Fawcett returns from suspension, and they're without a number of starters. Well, Barry, well, they include Joe Thomas, his first Welsh Premier League appearance, as is Morgan Wigley in his full first appearance in place of Ieuan Owen. Callum Sainty returns as captain for Barry this evening. Interesting that Joe Thomas and Ivan Knott are included, both starting the season as a second choice.
Yeah, you're looking at Haverfordwest starting 11 here. I'm pretty sure Shepherd is going to play in that right wing-back role, and Makwa Amiti is going to play in central midfield. But obviously missing Ben Ahmun up top and their main source of goals. There's only 2 goals in that starting 11 this season, and that's where their struggles have started from. You know, they've conceded too many, of course, but they're not scoring enough goals. Barry Town's team with 3-5-2, exactly the same as Haverfordwest, and Wilmot will play a little bit higher this time. Callum Sainty comes into the midfield. Ben Margetson, Will Richards and Keston Davis, they've kept 4 clean sheets already this season. They'll be hoping to do that again, but without George Radcliffe, who is a big miss. He's been a big signing for Barry Town this season, and he's helped them keep them 4 clean sheets through his experience, his leadership and his character. So could be a big miss today. Reece Abrazesi, who was definitely a player to watch today. He's former Barrytown United player, obviously joined Havford West from Barrytown United 3 years ago, and he's made his mark on this league. He got into the Cymru C squad and provides goals, assists, and is a real talent. But opposite him, they'll be against each other, Mikey George and Reece Abrazesi. Mikey George, again, real talent and really quick. Different types of wing backs, but really important for both teams.
Our referee this evening is Mr. Ben Williams from Llanelli, and this will be his 4th assignment in the Cymru Premier this season. And it will be Barrytown to start us off here at the Oggy Bridge Meadow. As I said, they haven't won since 2003, but what an opportunity this evening against a depleted Haverfordwest side without their top scorer Ben Ahmun, sent off here on Saturday for 2 yellow cards against Connah's Quay Nomads. And I think it's 9 red cards in 9 games for Haverfordwest if you take out the League Cup matches, Kane, and discipline starts at the top, and Tony Pennock, 3 red cards for him as well.
Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it? Because, listen, like you said, discipline is really important, and things haven't been going their way, but when things aren't going your way, you need to make sure that you're controlling what you can. And at the minute, Haverfordwest are giving away too many red cards, and as a result, too many results.
Throw from Keston Davis down this left-hand side, looking for Ollie Hulbert. Hulbert, 15 goals last season, only 1 behind the Golden Boot winners. And he's done really well since joining, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a real key player. He's, I believe, one of the best strikers in this league, and Barrytown have got to make sure that they utilise him correctly. He's, they need him on the ball, not just running channels, but also getting on the ball, because he's a good football player. He can get on and create chances as well as score goals. So, yeah, he's really key for Barrytown United.
Interesting selection in goals this evening. Joe Thomas in for his first Cymru Premier start. Ivan Knott selected in front of Luke Rees, former Barrytown goalkeeper. He was in for the Nomads game on Saturday, retains his place this evening. What do you make of those decisions?
Interesting. We obviously don't know the reasons as to why both keepers are on the bench or not in the squad in terms of George Radcliffe's case. But there's no doubt that, Barrytown in particular have lost a lot of quality in George. Like I said previously, George is a leader. He's vocal, and he's added a lot to this back line. And you look at how much they've strengthened in terms of their numbers already at Barrytown. So, yeah, big miss. Even not, again, another young goalkeeper, and he's just getting on the ball now. They do think highly of him here. I've spoken to Tony Pennock, and I've spoken to a few of the players. They do think highly of him. But young goalkeepers, sometimes they tend to not have the experience as an old goalkeeper, if you like. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they both get on.
2.5 minutes played. Haverfordwest 0, Barrytown 0. Mikey George with the throw for Barry, looking for the feet of Hulbert. And what do you make of the inclusion, Ian Owen? He's got 1 goal in his 7 appearances so far this season, but Morgan Wigley included on loan from Cardiff City.
Yeah, they're quite similar in profiles. They're both running behind players and quick and sharp, so very similar. And I think Steve Jenkins probably feels that he's got 3, maybe 4 good strikers with Daniel Smith on the bench as well within his ranks, so he can rotate them. Ollie Hulbert's always going to play. He's kind of their main marksman, but I think Ian and Morgan and Daniel Smith will have to kind of share the minutes. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. It's his first start, I think, in the league, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Morgan Wigley does.
You're playing your football at Newport City currently. Kane, a wonderful overhead kick. I think it was in the last game to win the 3 points. How's it going there this season? Yes,
we started really well. We haven't lost the game yet, and probably drawn a couple too many, but find ourselves second in the Cymru South. So yeah, we've started well, and hopefully it's a long old season, isn't it? There's a long way to go, and we're early. So yeah, long may it continue. Well, the Barrytown faithful are just to our left and making a lot of noise, and I'm sure they're very keen to have the 3 points. They've 2 clean sheets in their last 2 games for Barrytown. Away at Flint, a useful point, and probably their best performance of the season, a 4-0 win at home against Bala Town. They're in good form. Yeah, they were outstanding against Bala as well, and Bala, again, like you said, Bala have been in good form themselves. So for Barry to go and beat them 4-0, and I was there, a fantastic performance, real complete performance from back to front. Yeah, they're in good form. And just before that, I know they'd lost to Connah, but they'd drawn with TNS as well at home. So, yeah, they'll be happy with their start so far.
I'll be pleased to see Callum Sainty back in the starting 11. Missed the trip to Flint over the weekend and included, looks like, in midfield rather as a central defender today. Yori Humphreys goes back to Ivan Knott. A lot of weight on that back pass. And Haverfordwest will be looking for a solid start up against it. Bench packed with useful youngsters and trying to utilise the pace of Ben Fawcett back in the side. So 2 yellow cards away at Llanellian Road in Colwyn Bay, where they lost heavily by 3 goals to 0. They'll be pleased to see him back. And Jordan Williams has put the TNS, the champions, ahead early on. It's TNS 1, Flint 0. And I was looking at the table on Saturday night as Caernarfon succumbed to Penabont at home, and as a result New Saints go back, and there's a familiar look to the Cymru Premier, Kane, with the New Saints back on top, by goal difference, but an early goal will settle them as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and look, we expect them to be where they currently are at the, with the live table, but Caernarfon have started really, really strongly. I know they lost at home to Penabont on in the week, but again, they're not playing at their home patch as well, so that's something that we've got to kind of take into consideration. But yeah, I think they've started really strong. We watched them here against Haverfordwest a couple of weeks ago, and they look a real powerful side.
Dylan Rees, captain, goes down the channel looking for the run of Corey Shepherd, but there's a foul by Shepherd, and Shepherd is so important for Haverfordwest. He is the heartbeat of this team, isn't he? Absolutely,
he is the go-to player for them. If they can get him on the ball in good areas and with time and space to pick passes, he can be a big difference for them. Equally, I think Ryan Kavanagh's quite similar for Barrytown United, and he's tried to get on the ball quite early already. Them two will be up against each other quite a bit. It looks like Sainty's kind of taking Shepherd, and Shepherd's playing a bit higher up at the minute today. But like I said, and like you said, if Corey Shepherd gets on the ball, Haverfordwest will be happy.
Humphreys clears. He's one of the ever-present players in the Haverfordwest lineup this evening. Seems to be a settled look to the Barrytown side as well. I think the 5 have played in all the matches so far, so Steve Jenkins getting to know what his best side is. And a foul there against Morgan Wigley. Free kick quickly taken, swept out to the left-hand side. Avruzi, Makwiramiti, one of the 2 signings. They both start tonight, Makwiramiti and Shepherd. Tom Shepherd plays on the right side, coming into shot there wearing 15 for Haverfordwest. Omar Rotherham United under-18s player gets his chance this evening. There's a good ball played forward for the run of Wigley. Across comes Scotcher. Scotcher starting his first game in the Cymru Premier this season. He did have a period with Aberystwyth Town last year. He's been really troubled by injury, Elliot Scotcher, but is required now with Alaric Jones out and McCarthy. We talk about the heartbeat of the Haverfordwest side, and a lot of energy comes through the play of that man, Greg Walters, as well, Kane, doesn't it?
Yeah, listen, he's had a really positive start to the season. He's actually been, probably not in line with how Haverfordwest have played, because he was great in Europe, and he's actually started the season well. I've watched a few of the games he's played in, and you know what you get from him. He's a 7 out of 10 every week. He's consistent, he's strong, he's powerful, he wins his battles, and yeah, I think every team would take a Greg Walters. He's a really top player, underrated, as one of his teammates said before this game.
A very versatile player as well. I saw him play as centre-back in the only win that they've had against Britain Ferry, where he marked Sam Snaith. That's good play down the right-hand side. Opportunity for Barry to throw this into the box, and they do so, and it's too close to Ivan Knott. Yeah, the versatility of Greg Walters, can play in an advanced position, play in a defensive midfield or in the back three.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's huge, isn't it? Especially when Haverfordwest have got suspensions and injuries. You know, you need players who can kind of patch the team up a little bit, and Greg can play all over, and he has done so with aplomb as well. So yeah, he's a real key important player for them.
Fawcett takes the ball on the first touch, makes the run. This is Hawkins. Abruzzese free on the left-hand side. Abruzzi looking for that ball into the feet of Corey Shepherd, and well, a long-range effort there from panache, Makwiramiti. Not much panache with that one, Kane.
No, not with that strike, unfortunately. I tell you what, like we said though, a lot of the players coming down the left side of Haverfordwest and the right side of Barry, you know, it's probably away from us at the minute, but that is the key battle, isn't it, in terms of how it started already. And Mikey George has just had a cross into the box, which was taken by Even Not, taken well, and Reece Abruzzi's just played a ball into the front, and Panache has had a shot with, like you said, not much. So yeah, good start for both.
Barry looking for the run of Michael George. Good pass there by Greg Walters out to Hawkins. Hawkins looking to split the Barry defence. George on a run down that right-hand side. Makwiramiti, not the best touch from the new man. It's free, and it's Sainty who picks it up for Barry. Reasonably quiet start, Kane. Only 11 minutes played.
Yeah, it's been quiet, but what I would say is Barry are the team that are away from home. They're probably quite comfortable the way the game's going. You know, the first 10 to 15 minutes, you want to just make sure nothing, you know, you say quieten the crowd down and make sure that you get yourselves into the game as the away team. And I think from Haverfordwest, the onus is on them to go and try and get a stamp on this game, you know. And listen, they probably need to win more than Barry tonight, if you like. So they need to try and force it. But Barry look quite comfortable, so they'll be pleased with their start.
And here's Wigley, Morgan Wigley, out wide to the left-hand side to Hulbert. This is Ellis Williams in for Cuddy. Hulbert crosses. Oh, an opportunity and a great save, but it was an excellent chance, and it was Mikey George coming in late at the far post. Should have scored, Kane.
It's a great chance, and created really well by Ollie Hulbert. This is what I meant in terms of getting Ollie on the ball. He's actually really creative. He's not just a box player. He can get on and cross it. Listen, it's a free header just outside the 6-yard box, so Mikey George will be thinking he should do better, and I'm sure Steve Jenkins will be as well.
Oh, super cross, free header straight at Ivan Knott either side, and it would have been 1-0 to Barry Town. And we picked Mikey George as one to watch prior to the game, Kane, and that's why.
Yeah, he gets forward. You know, he's a right back or right wing back by trade, but you'll see him in the box. You'll see him in both boxes. He's got a great engine, but also he does nick a goal. I know he only scored his first goal. I think it was his first home goal for 6 years the last week at Bala, but you know, he gets in goal scoring opportunities. He can create and score. So yeah, you'll see him there. You'll see him there again, I'm sure, in this game.
Yeah, his one goal coming against Bala, as you said, a fortnight ago. And he really will be looking and thinking, I should have been 2 for the season for me. But a super delivery from Hulbert, it must be said. This is Ellis Williams in for Wayne Cuddy. Must be injured. I mean, he's had an excellent start since joining from your club, Newport City, yes? Yeah,
and he's a young lad, Owen Cuddy, and he's actually started. He probably wasn't brought in to you know, be a starting player, but he proved himself really, really quickly and took to the league quickly. So yeah, he's a big miss actually, because his power down that left side. Ellis, different type of player. He's more of a footballer and a defender, if you like. But Owen Cuddy, he can break lines with his running, and yeah, he's a big miss.
Yeah, Ellis Williams having joined Barry Town from Ammanford Town, creating the winner for Ammanford in the Welsh Cup against Aberystwyth in the early part of last season back in October. Here are Haverfordwest, edge of the box. They can't break through that solid Barry defence. One mistake there, and the ball is taken and fed forward, and this is Wigley, and it's a super save. by Ivan Knott. A mistake. Wigley through on goal, 1-1. I'm sure he thought about crossing. Kane went for goal. Ivan Knott, super save by the young man.
Fantastic save from Ivan Knott. He could easily have kind of shown him and forced him for the pass for Ollie Holbert, and I'm sure, like you said, he's thinking about it, but he stood strong, he stayed up, made the striker make the decision, and made a great save down to his left in the end. Morgan Wigley should score, I'm sure. I'm sure he'll be disappointed with that. He should score. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper. You don't get many chances like that, so massive chance.
It is a massive chance for Barry, the second that they've had in the first quarter of an hour here at the Oggy Bridge Meadow. Ben Williams wanting a word with Tom Shepherd. And Wigley, I'm sure if we had a wider angle there, you might have seen Ollie Hulbert free in the middle. Anyway, it's a corner, the first of the game for Barry. It's floated in, the header! Wide, well wide in the end. And it was Callum Sainty above everyone. Big, tall, strong defender.
I think these set pieces will be interesting. If you look at just the size difference in the two teams, Barry have got a huge back line with Callum Sainty in the midfield then in front of them, and Haverfordwest have lost a lot of height in terms of over the summer with the players they've lost, but also the players who were suspended. Alaric Jones tonight, Ben Ahmun tonight. They've got a lot of height not in that team, so yeah, set pieces could be very interesting tonight.
Abruzzi for Haverfordwest, crosses early in. Dangerous ball, well cleared by the Barry defence. Really haven't seen much of Haverfordwest in attack, have we? 16 minutes played, no score here at the Bridge Meadow, and a goal at the campus in Quay. It's Cardiff Met 0, Penabont 1. So a vital goal for Penabont. James Crawl has got the opening goal, and Ryan Sears has put Carnarvon ahead at Connah's Quay, and the top three are all ahead. Their momentum continuing. Kane, important goal there at Cardiff Met, always a difficult place to go.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great start for Penabont, equally for Carnarvon as well. Yeah. Connah's Quay, as we know, are always a solid outfit, but I think they're quite strong this year. Their results haven't really reflected how they've strengthened, if you like, in the summer. So that's a really good start for Ryan Sears and Carnarvon Town.
Yeah, James Crawl, who shared the Golden Boot with Louis Lloyd last season on 16 goals, and he's put Penabont ahead. Don't know if you saw Noah Daly's goals from the weekend. What a signing he is.
He started really well. Goals, I think he scored a hat-trick against Barry Town United, didn't he, at Jenner Park? And yeah, fantastic signing from the Cymru South as well. So yeah, great signing.
Here come Haverfordwest, and it's Fawcett. Fawcett looking for the run of Corey Shepherd. Barry clear. Just to remind you, Jordan Williams has put TNS ahead, James Crawl has put Penabont ahead, and Ryan Sears has put Carnarvon ahead at Kai Castell against Connah's Quay Nomads, who are in a good vein of form currently. Tom Shepherd, the new man, with the throw, and that was difficult for Dan Hawkins. Not the best combination play there, Kane.
No, it's Haverfordwest have huffed and puffed. They haven't really had any real quality around the box. The two moments of quality we've seen is when Morgan Wigley's been put through and the great ball from Ollie Holbert. So at the minute, it's looking like if anybody's going to break the deadlock, it's Barry Town United. Haverfordwest need to make sure that they're a little bit tighter in midfield here and need to stop Barry's momentum.
And despite Barry's dominance, perhaps somebody I was expecting to see on the ball a lot more was Robbie Wilmot. He's been very influential this season. Haven't seen much of him in his first 20 minutes.
No, it's interesting. I think he's playing a little bit more over to this left side in terms of the midfield. Kavnar's probably a little bit to the right, and the game seems to be exclusively on Barry's right and Haverfordwest's left. So I think whether it's a ploy from Haverfordwest to keep him away from the ball, or whether it's to get Risa Abruzzi and Mikey George on the ball, but it's working for Barry at the minute. Still, I think Haverfordwest need to make a couple of changes.
Without a number of players this evening, including this man, their top scorer, Ben Ahmun. Ahmun, top scorer last season, leads the way again this season. Had a really good start, but unfortunately for him, 2 yellow cards, controversial yellow cards as well. Not perhaps the second one. I don't know if you saw that one, Scorio Kane. The second one was a blatant tackle down in the corner on the left-hand side, but first one quite controversial, and as a result, he's out. So he misses tonight. 2 yellow cards will bring him back into the next fixture. The next fixture for Haverfordwest is against the only team below them in the league. That's Llanelli.
Yeah, it's a big miss, because listen, when you're missing your talisman, which he has been now for the last couple of years, and scored goals in Europe for the club and scored big goals in terms of playoffs, and
Hawkins, snapshot from Dan Hawkins from 25 yards. Joe Thomas had a good look at it. It was going wide. Young goalkeeper let it go. Probably the best we've seen from Haverfordwest in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, first time they kind of really had some clean and clear passes around the box, and they get a shot off, and you know, not the best strike from Dan Hawkins, but more positive for Haverfordwest.
20 minutes played, and Joe Thomas in his first appearance in the Cymru Premier hasn't had to make a save yet. A Bruzy trying to win the ball in the air there, but it's played back competently by Barry, who keep possession well. Haverfordwest 0, Barry Town 0. 7th against 11th at the start of the evening. Oh, quick feet by Keston Davis. Does he keep it in? No, he doesn't. Right in front of us here. Keston Davis, an interesting signing from Pontypridd, played as well with the New Saints, had important experience there. What do you make of that signing?
You said it, the word experience for him is, you know, it's massive. Barrytown United's defensive record last year was really poor, actually, in terms of, they had 4 clean sheets all season. They've had 4 clean sheets already in phase 1, and that's largely down to the signings they've made in terms of Keston Davis and George Radcliffe. They've added strength, but also when, for instance, Callum Saintie's injured or plays in a different position, they've now got somebody who can play in that central role. And yeah, he's been a good signing already. He's been a really good signing for Barry. They'll be pleased with his start.
There's Gary Richards taking a phone call there. I wonder if it's from Tony Pennock. I'm sure he's in the office here, just to the right of us, you know, doors firmly closed so we can't see. But you wouldn't be surprised, would you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tony Pennock's on that phone next door to us. I'm sure he's trying to orchestrate from outside of that bench, that technical area he's not allowed in tonight.
There's Will Richards with the foul, and there is Tony Pennock behind closed doors in his office. He's probably got the best seat in the house, actually. Ball floated in by Haverfordwest. It's cleared by Saintie. Second ball, all important, held up by Hulbert. Oh, slip there. Well, both sets of players slipping on the newly laid Oggy Bridge Meadow surface here. Here's Hulbert again. Hulbert really assured with his touch, and the ball played forward, trying to release Ellis Williams. Clever play by Barry there.
Yeah, they just look a little bit tidier in terms of possession. That's why they're keeping the ball better. Again, like I said, they've navigated this first 22, 23 minutes really well, and they'll be pleased with their start. They'll just want to try and get something on the board now to show for it.
Throw taken quickly to Keston Davis. And he has the freedom here of the Bridge Meadow until he's closed down by Greg Walters, and he's in fact fouled by Walters. There was time and space in front of Keston Davis there.
Yeah, I think Walters just a little bit late, just a little bit over eager to try and win the ball back. These are the really real key moments for Haverfordwest. These set pieces, like I said, with the height advantage that Barrytown United have and the way they attack the ball, already scored 3 set pieces this season. These are going to be big opportunities for Barrytown United.
Certainly a height advantage with Keston Davis, Callum Saintie, Ben Margetson, Will Richards and Ollie Hulbert. Real pressure here on the Haverfordwest defence. Ball floated in by Wilmot towards the far post, has headed down, but there was a foul in the build-up there. Oh, it's an offside given by our referee's assistant.
I forgot to mention the delivery as well. Robbie Wilmot's delivery is always bang on the money, and again, one of the key reasons that he's so important to Barry is that set-piece delivery. It's massive. Set piece is a huge part of the game and a huge part of Barrytown United's game.
Even not being closed down, the pressure was on. He found it difficult to find a teammate, and the press was on from Barry, and it's worked, and they've won the ball back really well, and it's with Wilmot. Wilmot had a thought about a shot, spreads it wide to Ellis Williams. Williams on his rested left foot, right across the 6-yard box. Excellent cross by Williams, just needed a touch and Barry would have been ahead.
Yeah, again, Barrytown United work it really well, get Robbie Wilmot on the ball, get it wide, and it's a really good ball from Ellis Williams, really good quality. Corey Shepherd now foot forward.
On the counter-attack, it's Shepherd out to Hawkins, 4 waiting for a cross, and it's side netting from Hawkins. Maybe should have done better there. Fawcett in the middle, Shepherd at the far post.
Yeah, disappointing from Dan Hawkins because he's got himself in the box. You know, he's got Callum Sainty 1v1 in the box. You're thinking, can you drive at him and stand him up? And he takes him wide and gets a shot off, but it doesn't trouble Joe Thomas in goal. So a little bit disappointing from Haverfordwest point of view.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he didn't come back on his right foot.
Yeah, you would have thought so. You would have thought so because he's a clever player and right-footed. So yeah, not quite what we expected.
There's Elliot Scotcher. Scotcher, a lot of experience. Teacher at Greenhill School in Tenby. Plays long downfield. The Bluebirds defence can push up, but Barry win the ball back, and here's Hulbert, and it's Hulbert against Dylan Rees. Rees holds him up. Ellis Williams offers himself, and here he is again. That excellent cross earlier on. And the foul is given in favour of Haverfordwest. I think they were slightly lucky there, you know.
Yeah, I think so. Barrytown are just turning up the heat a little bit, aren't they? They're getting Robbie Wilmot on the ball a bit more often as well, and playing more this side of the pitch, which is helping them. And Ellis Williams has been able to get forward. Ollie Holbert's getting on the ball a bit more, and they just look as though they're the stronger team at the minute. But goals change games, and I think Haverfordwest will be thinking, right, if we can nick one on against the run of play, we might be able to get ourselves in front.
Well, 2 goals there. James Crawl with his second against Cardiff Met, but an all-important equaliser for Flint. And it's Fofana who's got it. So Fofana cancelled out the Jordan Williams goal, early goal. Penabont extend their lead, and the New Saints peg back, King.
Interesting, yep. So Carnarvon go back to the top of the table, and yeah, that is interesting. But listen, going to the New Saints, the champions, is always a tough place to go, and it's a long night. It's a long night playing TNS away.
And as you say, Carnarvon have gone top temporarily as they lead against Connah's Quay, looking to bounce back after that loss against Penabont. But what a result that would be if Penabont could win again against Cardiff Met. And it's not really going well for Ryan Jenkins this season, is it? You don't expect to see Cardiff Met down there in, well, currently in 11th place. With Haverfordwest having jumped over them.
Yeah, they're very similar seasons at the moment, aren't they? Cardiff Met and Haverfordwest. You know, they were both playoff contention last year, and obviously Haverfordwest won the playoffs, but Cardiff Met were within that as well. They're within that playoffs and really started slowly. Now it's a long phase one. You know, there's 20 games, and we're only 7 or 8 in terms of some teams haven't played their 8 yet. But you know, you want to get points on the board as quickly as possible.
There's Corey Shepherd driving forward. He's continued his run. Not the best pass from him this time, but it's won back by Walters. Makwiramiti! Oh, that was a real venomous shot by the new man, Panache Makwiramiti. And it was on target.
Yeah, it's their first shot on target, Haverfordwest, and it's the first time they probably wanted to test Joe Thomas a bit earlier than this, but it's a good strike. Comfortable for Joe Thomas. He'd be happy to get his hands on that ball and take some of the pressure and nerves away.
Barry, meanwhile, opportunity here, a bit of a slip But it's back with Wigley. Wigley sends it wide to Ellis Williams, but he's closed down well by Tom Shepherd. But it will be another corner for Barry. An opportunity for Macwiramiti for Haverfordwest, and now a corner for Barry Town. But it remains 0-0, almost half an hour played here at the Oggy Bridge Meadow, and I think the first goal is going to be crucial here tonight. Wilmot with that delivery. It's a difficult one for the defence, and it's out for another corner.
Yeah, Barry are just piling on the pressure now, and especially with these set pieces, like we said, they're going to try and make these count, because they know they have the advantage in terms of size and power, and they do train and play for these set pieces, so they'll be trying to make these count.
Wilmot again in towards the far post, but it's floated beyond everyone, and it's out harmlessly for a goal kick.
Not his best delivery, Robbie Wilmot, at that time, so Haverfordwest will be happy to relieve a bit of that pressure, and I'm sure Steve Jenkins will be thinking, right, we needed to keep that pressure on.
So many of these games have ended as draws. I think 4 of the last 6 between these two teams have ended in draws. And as I said, 2003, the last time Barry got a win here at Bridge Meadow. And Robbie Wilmot, shrewd signing by Barry Town. Had an excellent season last season. Most experienced player ever present this season, and goals against Colwyn Bay and Cardiff Met to boot. Well, Haverfordwest staying in the game. They've had their half chances, Kane, but certainly the best chances, or the better ones, have fallen to Barry Town. Yeah, definitely, they have done. Barry Town, like I said, will be pleased with their start, but you know they'll want to get something on that scoreboard, and they haven't. So Haverfordwest will be, you know, without playing well, will be comfortable and thinking, right, can we nick one ourselves? Can we get ourselves back in this game? I think passages like this, staying on the ball, will help them. They need a bit of confidence, and you know, they played a good little pattern there, and they've got themselves in and around the edge of the box. But they need to do that a bit more often. I think they're giving the ball away a bit too cheaply, which is allowing Barry to hit them on the counter attack and allowing Barry too much possession. I know teams, they always say, well, the next game is the most important game, Kane, but if you were Tony Pennock and Gary Richards, you're probably looking at the 2 games, tonight's game and the Llanelli game at the weekend, and you're probably thinking, right, if we can get 4 points out of the next 2 games, that would be a real positive for the team. Yeah, for sure, exactly, especially with the injuries and suspensions they have now, some self-inflicted, I'm sure, but, you know, they're in this position at the moment where they've got 5, 6, maybe plus players who would start in this team, and they're not available. So they'll be thinking, right, if we can get out of this period, get our players back, get some points on the board, we'll be in a good position to go and achieve what we thought we would be able to achieve at the start of this season. Ball breaks for Hawkins. Hawkins floats it in, and on the volley, I think it was Corey Shepherd. Shepherd on his left foot, not his stronger foot, and he drags it slightly wide, but he had space and time, Kane. Great ball from Dan Hawkins, and they need to get him on the ball. You'd think it'd be roles reversed here in terms of Shepherd playing the ball, but it's a fantastic pass. And Shepherd decides to take it early and try and catch Joe Thomas off guard. And it's a good effort. He hasn't caught it cleanly, but he's got the direction. Unfortunately, just a little bit wide of the target. But it's definitely the best opportunity for Haverfordwest so far. They've come into the game a little bit. Yeah. Frustration there for Haverfordwest and Ivan Knott, as we mentioned a little bit earlier. I think both of us feel that the first goal this evening is absolutely crucial to the end result. Ball headed clear by Barry. Yori Humphreys stepping in. Corey Shepherd trying to spray it wide towards Tom Shepherd, but it's intercepted by Ellis Williams. Tall, favours his left foot, and an easy decision there for Ben Williams to award the free kick. It wasn't taken from the right position there, but we play on, and this is Wigley into the box, and he's wrestled to the ground there by Captain Dylan Rees. Smile across the face of Morgan Wigley. Ben Williams says, no, nothing for that. What do you think, Kane?
I'm not sure it's a penalty. It is a corner, though. It comes off Scotch's heel, I think, in the end. I think it's decent defending. I don't think he's done enough to warrant a penalty, that. I thought Wigley could have took it earlier, if I'm honest. I thought he could have took it first time and got his shot off. I think confidence. I think if he's more confident, he takes that early and almost surprises the goalkeeper. But great ball from Michael George as well.
Shepherd knocks it long. Good work by the Barry defence. And look how important Corey Shepherd is in that midfield. Picks up the ball, goes for goal. Hawkins, and a wild swing of the left foot by Dan Hawkins, and it's well over the bar. But Corey Shepherd, how important is this man to the Bluebirds team?
It's brilliant. When he gets on the ball, it looks effortless, doesn't it? He's just glided past Ryan Kavanagh and got his shot off. There was an opportunity to pass left, but listen, with the strike that we know he has on the right foot, one of the goals we've seen him score, who's going to blame him for having a shot? And he tests Joe Thomas, you know, and then they get a ball into the box, and Hawkins kind of makes a bit of a mess of it. But get him on the ball and things do happen, and they've got him near the goal a bit more often with the Hawkins ball and now the shot. So positive signs for Haverfordwest.
Yeah, he's got such energy. He's almost the definition of a box-to-box player, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fantastic, but his quality on the ball as well. You know, he can unpick and unlock defences at the highest level in this league, and yeah, they need to have him on the ball as often as possible.
Abruzzi with the throw. Live match on Saturday at 5 o'clock will be from Quay Castell against. It will be Flint against Britain Ferry. Dan Sauer. Britain Ferry having a really good, pretty positive start to the season. Haven't done as well of late. Started so well with that win at the New Saints, and have some excellent results away from home. Has it surprised you how well Britain Ferry have started?
Yeah, I'd say that. Listen, I'd say that it's a surprise. It's a surprise that Havford West have struggled a little bit, as of Cardiff Met. I'd expect them to probably be in around where Britain Ferry are at the moment. But listen, I think they've signed well. They signed Sam Snaith from Barrytown United, and Jeffries from Pennebont as centre halves. You know, big, strong, solid, experienced players who've played in this league for a long time. So yes, I think they're probably a point or two above where you'd expect them to be. But I think there's three, like I said, maybe 5-6 teams who are fighting for maybe 3 places in that top 6. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting.
Well, it was Connah's Quay 0, Carnarvon 1, and Zeli Ismail has missed a penalty. So important, so crucial, these games. And that's clever play by Kavanagh. Kavanagh looking to release Wigley. Wigley's made a number of these runs into the penalty box, pulls it back really well. Ellis Williams recycles for Barrytown. Good period of play here, 8 minutes to the break. Still 0-0, Keston Davis. Wigley again. Davis to Wigley. Excellent first touch onto his left foot. Important foot in by the Haverfordwest defence. And it's cleared down the channel towards Fawcett, but he's not going to win anything in the air against the giants that are playing at the back for Barry this evening.
Yeah, Morgan Wigley started really well. He's had chances, but he's creating chances for himself through his running and his ability, and he looks sharp and lively. You know, he's definitely a real talent.
Zeli Ismail missing that penalty for Connah's Quay Nomads. Ryan Sears' early goal keeps Carnarvon ahead and at the top of the league. Used to take the penalties, didn't you, for Barrytown? You know, how many did you score against Connor Roberts? He's such a giant between the sticks.
I'm not sure I scored any against Connor Roberts, if I'm honest. I remember missing one down here, unfortunately, though. I do remember that.
I didn't mean to remind you. Shepherd again wins the ball in midfield from Kavanagh, drives forward, and there's a real heavy tackle, strong tackle by Sainty. No free kick awarded. This is Shepherd. Shepherd Crosses well towards Greg Walters. Important header in the Barry defence. And they do clear. Be interesting to see what the referee does here. Was he playing advantage, Kane?
Not sure. It looked a strong tackle. I'm not sure how much of the ball he got. There's not been too many complaints on field, so he must have got a nick on the ball. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see when play goes dead.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if we see a replay of that. And it's Sainty on the ball, plays it forward, back it comes. Walters into Hawkins. Hawkins dawdles on the ball. Shepherd again, encouraging the run for Dylan Rees, but it's slightly in front of the Bluebirds captain, and it's out harmlessly for a goal kick.
I'm guessing it was he got enough of the ball to satisfy the referee, but yeah, real solid, strong tackle. Not too many complaints from Shepherd, to be fair. Both combative players, yeah, real good tackle, and I'm sure Shepherd will be thinking about getting his own back.
Well, I don't know about you, Kane, but I would have wanted a free kick for that. My word, absolutely laid out. Corey Shepherd there, Callum Sainty. I think he's quite fortunate. But there we are. Ben Williams must have been a defender.
He's letting play flow.
Yeah.
You know, he's keeping a good game flowing. So yeah.
Yeah, less than 5 minutes to go before half-time. Still 0-0 here at the Bridge Meadow. Haverfordwest staying in the game. Those two excellent opportunities. Oh, that's a bad pass. And Wilmot nicks in, but can't take advantage. Kavanagh drives it long, but there's too much on that, and it's comfortably through to Ivan Knott. And Britton Ferry have taken the lead at the Old Road against the team at the bottom, and it's the son of the manager, Rio Dyer, that's put Britton Ferry ahead. First point for Llanelli at the weekend, home to Colwyn Bay, but have fallen behind at the Old Road. Ball played forward. This is Wilmot again. Barry happy to keep possession. Margetson trying to draw the Haverfordwest defenders out, and Bala are ahead at Llanellian Road. Colwyn Bay 0, Bala 1. And Mahaseb, the centre forward, has the goal. Colwyn Bay have started well, the better of the two sides promoted. Michael Wilde doing a good job up there.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. No, he started really well. He's they made some good signings, you know. Some, again, talk about experience. They've signed like Jordan Davis, Aaron Edwards, Nathan Peat, people who've played in this league for a long time, and you expect them to do well, really. You know, they've gelled quite quickly and got a few results on the board.
But they fall to behind tonight to a goal from Bala. Don't score that many, Bala, particularly away from home. Got tonked at Jenner Park a fortnight ago. It looks as if we're going to go in at 0-0 here. Okay, this is Dylan Rees. And when you look at it, who do you think will be the happier of the two sides going in at half-time if it finishes 0-0?
It's an interesting one, because Haverfordwest will be pleased that they're not behind, in terms of they started quite poorly. The first 25 minutes was dominated by Barrytown United, but the last 10 minutes Haverfordwest have come into it and had their own chances. So I think both sides will be comfortable, but not overly pleased, in terms of they haven't put a full half together. But yeah, this last 5 minutes still could be interesting if it can change team talks.
This is Ellis Williams. Williams looking for the run of Kavanagh. Kavanagh crosses low, and Morgan Wigley cleverly left that ball. It shot across the box. Barry have it back late in this first half, and the New Saints are back ahead. And Ryan Brobble has put the champions 2-1 up at home against Flint. The goals seem to be flying in everywhere, Kane, except here.
Of course.
don't think there'll be much added time at the end of this first half. Not many stoppages. This is Wilmot. Wilmot to Sainty. George probably had the best opportunity of the evening. The header from the Hulbert cross. Scotcher clears. Margetson does well to hold on to possession. Will Richards to Keston Davis. Davis feeds Ellis Williams. Williams cuts inside. Square pass to Wilmot. Oh, ball played forward there as we see the board go up. Only 1 minute on the board. Wilmot again winning the ball back. And he's continued his run, Robbie Wilmot. This is a promising move for Barrytown. He floats it in, but it's too close to Ivan Knott. Wilmot involved twice in the move. Not enough quality on the cross there.
No, it's a great 1-2, and he's got himself down the byline. And he's just clipped it, and the keeper's found it quite easy to get it in the end. But positive play again. Barry have got themselves back in control, if you like, and a good period of possession has created almost a chance for them. But they need to get themselves back into control of this game.
Makwiramiti spreads it wide to Greg Walters. Walters floats it in. Makwiramiti, but there's handball against the new midfielder. That should be that at the end of the first half. It is indeed. Final whistle of this first half from Ben Williams. It's been nip and tuck, but Ivan Knott made that crucial save from the Michael George header, and Corey Shepherd came close as well for Haverfordwest, but not much to choose between the teams. Barry had the best of the first half, but at half-time it's Haverfordwest 0, Barry 0. Come back for the second half.
Diolch yn fawr iawn I Dylan a Siôn. Felly dim goliau fan hyn yn y gorllewin, ond dyma update bach o'r gemau eraill sy'n cael ei chwarae heno. Y bala maen nhw ar y blaen o gol I ddim yn erbyn Bai Colwyn. Caernarfon hefyd yn erbyn Quay Connah. Llansawel, maen nhw ar y blaen o gol I ddim yn erbyn Llanelli. Met Caerdydd, maen nhw ar ei holi o 2 gol I ddim yn erbyn Penabon. 2 gol fyna I James Crowell. Pethau mynd o drwg I wath I Met Caerdydd sy'n dal heb ennill gêm yn y gyngrair hyd yn hen, a Jordan Williams a Ryan Brobel, nhw sydd wedi sgorio'r 2 gol i'r pencampwyr sydd ar y blaen o 2 gol 1 yn erbyn y Flint. Mae'n hanner amser yn y gemau yna I gyd. Reit, wel fel oedd rheolwr y Bari, Steve Jenkins wedi crybwyll cyn y gêm, a calendar uwch gyngrair Cymru mor fysi ar hyn o bryd. I ni newydd gael penwythnos prysur arall ac amser I ni weld yr holl uchafbwyntiau.
Mewn â hi eto, allan at Daly, diom di thanio Daly, mae wedi gyd yn dda, mae cadw bel yn isel, a mae Daly di'n rhoi'r ymwelwyr ar y blaen, ac ar ôl cyffredinedd a dim llai am awr, mae yna gol o safon yn sydyn yn gwahanu'r ddau dîm. Daly, rheoli bach da. Jan fynd I hun, a pasiad Cyrcoff. Cyrcoff, nôl at Daly. Daly tanio! Bobl bach, mae'n ddwy. Ac mae'r ddwy gol mor debyg i'w gilydd. A be sy'n debyg gallu Daly I danio'n gywir. Venables, ond mae waith cynorthwyo fo di bod yn fendigedig. Nôl yng nghanol y cae. Nawr te, ydy Davies I mewn? Mae Davies I mewn! Ac mae hyn yn mynd I achosi 7 munud ola dramatig iawn. Cyfle arall i'r tîm cartre fynd amdani hi. A maen nhw'n uchlifio I bobl mae'n disgyn yn y cwrdd Cosbietos ac am sefyll. Nag oes, oes ma' 'na brotestio. Davies o fewn baint. Do ddim yn fodfedd.
Dom Cornes ar gic gornel. Mewn i'r canol, ac mae'n cael I gorfodi gefn y rhwyd. Bron oddi ar gefn Danny Davies, dwi'n meddwl. Ond fydd y seintiau newydd ddim yn poeni. Maen nhw ar y blaen, a'r amddiffynwr yn y lle iawn i wiro'r bel i gefn y rhwyd. Redmond. Nôl at Brobl. Uchel i'r Cwrt Cosby ac i Dan Williams ar y postyn pella. Rywsut, mae Met Caerdydd yn clirio. Mwandwe yn dawnsio heibio i Cornes. Mae'n dal i fynd. Mae ganddo fo gymorth y fan hyn. Adam Rosgrow. Rosgrow! Drwy goesa'r golwr Nathan Shepherd. A bron yn syth. Mae Met Caerdydd wedi taro nôl. 1-1. Gwrth ymosodiad chwym. A Fas Mwandwe yn gywir i lwybr Rosgrow sy'n sgorio yn erbyn ei gyn glwb. Ryan Brobl. William Dan Williams mae o, pas hyfryd. Williams ar draws y Cwrt Cosby. Dal yn o i Wilson. A'r seintiau newydd. Nôl ar y blaen. Doedd Wilson ddim yn fethio fan o. Mi ddisgynnodd hi ar blat iddo fo. Ac mae'r ymosodiadau lawr y dde yna wedi talu ffordd i'r seintiau newydd. Y seintiau newydd nôl ar y blaen o 2-1. Ryan Brobl yn erbyn CJ Craven. Croesiad tu mewn. O, mae honna wedi disgyn i gefn y rhwyd. Rory Holden sy'n dathlu. Ond mae rhaid gofyn cwestiwn na o'r golwr Celyn Absalom o fanna. Rory Holden sy'n hawlio'r cyffyrddiad ola i'r seintiau newydd.
Burke ac i gornel tuag at y postyn pella tro yma. Mewn o Ibrahim yn disgyn i Digw. I rhaid fe lawr. Ymwyl y Cwrt Cosby, mae'r ergyn dod i mewn, mae cymryd gwiriad. A mae yr gweithio ymdrechion Will Fuller yn taro cefn y rhwyd. A mae'r tîm cartra di mynd ar y blaen. Ail gol y tymor yma i Dom McGiven. Bates, nôl i frawd Louis Bates. Groesian dod i mewn tuag at Ruben Davies. Bened allan mor bella. Tom Price yr ergyd. A fel gol i'r bala. Mae'r gwiriad yn curo'r golwr. A mae'r ymwelwyr o Lansawel yn gyfartal. Dim gobaith i Joel Torrance. Y bala 1, Lansawel 1. Higgins, Louis Hall, llythyr chwarae i John Owen am gyffyrddiad gwych gan Owen. Mewn o fo ar Cwrt Cosby, ar draws ag at Higgins. Oddi ar Kieran Williams i gefn y rhwyd. Ac o fewn 7 munud o'r ail hanner, mae'r bala dim dyn ôl ar y blaen. Bates, Walters yn troi. Harry Dean yr ergyd ar draws. Mae golwr Joel Torrance sy'n ei gollwng i lwybr Ruben Davies. A mae o di rwyd ei 5 gol y tymor yma yn y gyngrair.
Cavanagh edrych am yr hediad gan Hulbert, wan ta Hulbert, ben efo Harry Owen Hulbert, allo greu lle am yr ergyd, Hulbert! Taro'r trawst! 7 munud o'r gêm yn weddill Ben Wyn, yn edrych am Alec Mwdimo i fewn at Fofana, mae dal yn rhydd, mi oedd Owen yna, maen nhw'n hawlio, fyna lawio. Di ddim wedi cael ei chlirio gan y bari mewn y daw Canefan. Canefan yn cael ei lorio, ac mae'n gic o'r sbotyn. Jake Cavanagh. Wrth iddo fo gymryd yr ergyd yn cael ei lorio. Yr eilydd Josh Jones yn camu fyny, taro'r postyn! A dihangfa i'r ymwelwyr. Mi darodd y bel y postyn. Mi gafodd y golwr rhywfaint arni hi.
Hughes, pas ar y cynnig cynta. Kenny ddim yn camsefyll. Ble mae'r chwaraewyr yn y canol. No Edwards ac cyfle i groesi. Edwards at y postyn pella. A'r penniad yn taro trawst. Mae dal yno ac ei Connah yn rhwydo yn y diwedd drwy Callum West. Ond Holford yn meddwl bod nhw wedi dianc. Ond West yn casglu'r brwsion. A mae Cey Connah gol i ddim ar y blaen. Hawkins yn lledu. Croesiad i fewn gan Shepherd at postyn bella. A Abruzze yma hon yn gic o'r smotyn. A croesiad yn un da gan Tom Shepherd i roi'r pwysau yn y lle cynta. A'r drosedd yn y diwedd. A Rhys Abruzze. Ben Ahmun o'r smotyn. yn union ni. Ben Ahmun, na'i drydydd y tymor yma. Bale yn bwysio tu ôl i Cowan a cyfle breni Ben Ahmun. Gael lawr ar gol Ben Ahmun. Cael ei lorio yn y cwrt. Dim trosedd. Angrediniol. West. Marriott, penio lawr, Cook. Cook unwaith eto, trio cael yr ergyd. Bale cael ei osod at no Edwards, a mae fe'n llwyddo i golli gafel ar y Bale. Hughes, Rhys Hughes. Dyna'r dyn. Chwaraewr tymor y gyngred. Blwyddyn diwetha. Yn roi'r ymwelwyr nôl ar y blaen. O tu allan i'r cwrt. Dim problem i Rhys Hughes. Be ymlaen at Ben Ahmun. Cycrydd i Connah. A Hwlffordd lawr i 10 dyn. Ben Ahmun cael cerdyn melyn am y dacl yna. Yn barod wedi cael cerdyn melyn ar ôl yr apel am gic o'r smotyn yn y cwrt yna. Rhai munud yn ôl. Walters wedi gweithio ymlaen. Callum West i Connah. O'na wthioeddi ar y Bale. Mae Harry Thomas yn ei chanol i nawr hefyd. Fe nath y dyfarnwr cynorthwyol weld. A Owen Jones yn mynd i draw i gael gair. O Pennock yn cael ail gerdyn melyn. A Pennock yn gweld coch. Franklin mewn i'r cwrt. Franklin! Not! Ac yna Rhys Hughes am ei ail. Not yn ein yn dda i gael y llaw ati, ond yn syth at Rhys Hughes. Connah nawr yn saff o'r tripwynt.
Yn parhau edrych am ei pwyntiau cyntaf tymor hwn roedd trafferthion Llanelli weld yn parhau pan gafodd Iwnis Carbo i fai Colwyn i lorio yn y cwrt gan Harrison Bright. Ond yn ei gêm gartra gyntaf ar stebo Alex Pennock yn arbed ergyd Louis Robles o'r smotyn. Daeth cyfle arall i newydd ddyfodiaid y gogledd pan ddaeth y Robles o hyd i Aaron Williams o flaen y gol, ond Pennock eto'n y fan ar lle. Daeth cyfle gora'r tîm cartra toc wedi'r egwyl wrth i Sean Cronin benio ar draws ceg y gol, cyn i Alex Bonthron ymdrechu hefyd. Dim golia, ond pwynt cynta'r ymgyrch o'r diwadd i'r cochion.
Ie, penwythnos digon prysur yn uwch gyngrau'r Cymru. Mae Sean Meredith bod yn brysur hefyd. Mae fe wedi bod lan yn y pwynt sylwefu gyda Dylan Ebbs. Sean, ti wedi dod lawr i gadw cwmni i fi. Dargraffiadau ti o'r hanner cynta ne? Oedd e'n teimlo fel hanner cynta digon di-fflach o'r ddau dîm, ti'n credu?
Yeah, it's a spark. It's a goal, i fod yn hollol honest, ar y gêm. I fod yn dig, y ddoi dîm yn weddol hafal, cyfleuon gorau yn cwmpo i'r bari, yn wedig yn y cwarter awr cyntaf. Fi Steve Jenkins, falle o'r ddoi y fforddwr, yn fel, reit, dylen ni fod un i fyny fan hyn, neu o leia ddwy fyny. Felly, ie, Corey Shepherd yn gael Quay, neswn ni sôn amdano fe ar dechrau'r rhaglen, mae'n rhywun hollol wych yn ystod y hanner cyntaf yna.
Ie, gewn ni cipolwg ar rai o'r cyfleon o'r ddau dîm. Newn ni ddechrau gyda'r bari, fel nes ti ddweud, Sean, yn dechrau ar y drod flan, a fel o ti'n sôn cyn y gêm, yr asgellwyr yna, maen nhw wedi bod yn fygwth yn sicr. Ie,
George yn dod ar yr ei esgyll yn edrych am gwaith, unrhyw mysor y da, bydden nhw'n ffindio'r gornel, mae'n syth lawr corn gwrddwg y gol geidwad, mae'n digon hawdd ar rhan arbediad, ond rhain oedd y cyfleon, dwi'n meddwl bod Steve Jenkins yn meddwl, reit, dylen ni fod un i fyny fan hyn. Alle fe di sgwario honna, neu galle fe di mynd am y gornel bella, mae'r cwestiwn yn y marn ni. Sy'n ni'n wedi hoffi yn croesi honna, a wedyn, mae'n tasg lot mwy hawdd i'w gyd chwaraewr e.
O'n i'n sôn cyn y gêm am Callum Sainty, Sean, mae fe yn sicr wedi bod yn bach o bentost i Hwlffordd. Neu gyfer, mae fe wedi bod yn allweddol i'r ymysodiad.
Ydy, ond o rhan, sy'n edrych am yr ornes ar rhwng Sainty a Shepherd. Shepherd sy'n ennill i fy marn ni. Mae wedi bod yn tipyn well yn pigo lan yr ail bêl na ac yn edrych i mynd at amddiffyn y bari. Felly, mae'n gêm gobeithio ni tanio yn yr ail hanner.
Fel oes ti'n sôn, y ddau dîm wedi bygwth. Gan i weld rhai o gyfleon Hwlffordd, ni wedi sôn digon am Corey Shepherd, Siôn, ond ble ti'n credu, mae'r chwaraewyr eraill wedi syrenu o bosib?
Sawl ergyd o bellter. Fi'n creu Shepherd gath y cyfle gorau o'r trio nhw yn yr hanner cyntaf i Hwlffordd. Gyda'r gol geidwan digon hapus gweld hwnna, mi'n hibo'r y postyn pella. Ond Shepherd i fi gath y cyfle gorau ar y postyn pella. Jyst yn cael gweld y gwagle, mae'r hediad yn glefer at y postyn pella. Ddim yn cael y cyffyrddiad gorau, ond mae rhaid iddo fe cymeryd hwnna ar y foli. Mae'n ei popeth yn gywir, cael ei benne dros y bêl, ddim cweit y cwyrdeb ar diwedd y dydd.
Ti'n credu mae fe'n deg i ddweud, ti'n sôn am yr ergydiadau o bell fyna gyda Hwlffordd. Ti'n credu maen nhw'n wara fel tîm sy'n just heb bach o hyder ar hyn o bryd?
Wel, pen ti yn y gwaelodion na, ti sy'n gobeithio am y triffwynt nesaf sy'n mynd i ddod, a rhai weithiau ti gallu... Ti angen y gormod, oherwydd hynny, ti ddim yn ymlacio o flaen y gol, a falle fe hwnna'n ffactor.
Ti'n gallu gorfeddwl pethau hefyd?
Sorry?
Ti'n gallu gorfeddwl pethau hefyd?
Hollol, ie. Ti'n gallu gorfeddwl, a mae'r pwysau jyst yn cynyddu.
Wel, well ni fynd, Siôn, achos mae'r ddau dîm newydd ddod mas ar y ca fan hyn. Ond cyn i ni weld yr ail hanner, jyst i'ch atgoffa chi, i ni lan yn y gogledd penwythnos nesaf pan fydd y Flint yn croesawu Llansawel. Mae'r cyfan yn fyw dydd Sadwrn am 5 o'r gloch ar S4C. Ond, i ni bron yn barod i fynd o ran yr ail hanner fan hyn yn Hwlffordd. Felly nôl yn ni nawr at ein tîmau sylweddi.
Well, diolch Sioned, thank you Sioned. Welcome back to the Bridge Meadow here where it's Haverfordwest 0, Barry Town 0. Keeping me company on Red Button commentary this evening, Kane McLagan, former Barry Town captain. Kane, if you were in that Barry Town dressing room, what do you think Steve Jenkins would have been telling his team tonight?
I think he would have said he was pleased with the performance, but he knows that they probably need to get something on the scoreboard and will probably value for a goal in that first half, but also Haverfordwest had too many chances for the lack of control that Haverfordwest had in the game. So pleased with moments, but listen, I think they'll feel that they can go on and win this game.
And obviously Haverfordwest, without the services of Tony Pennock, seeing red last week again, the second time in the Cymru Premier this season. So Gary Richards would have been doing, well, giving the instructions. What would Gary Richards have said?
I think he'll be saying, look, we're not in our best moment, so let's just fight and dig in and see where it gets us. Don't give away too much. And as we've seen, we'll get chances. There are chances in this game. So if we keep it tight at the back and limit Barry to limited chances, then maybe we can snap something on the counter-attack. So, I think both managers will be fairly comfortable, but knowing that they probably both would try and get a result out of this game and a win, if possible.
Well, this is Joe Thomas. Had not much to do in that first half. A couple of snapshots from Dan Hawkins, another one from Corey Shepherd, and one from Makwiramiti. But they were comfortable saves for the young goalkeeper.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot to do, did he? He was pretty comfortable within the two shots. The Makwiramiti one was kind of straight down his throat. The one from Shepherd was a good effort, just wide, and he'll be happy that he hasn't had too much to do, Joe Thomas. You can see him jumping up and down now trying to stay warm. He didn't have an awful lot to do, and I'm sure Haverfordwest will want to try and test him a bit more this second half.
Ellis Williams running at Tom Shepherd. He has the pace. There's Ellis Williams trying to create an opportunity to cross. The support is there from Wilmot. Williams gets the ball back. Here comes the opportunity to cross. He's done well, and there is the header, and there is the first goal of the evening. And it's scored by Ryan Kavanagh, and it's created by the left back, Ellis Williams. A super cross, but Kavanagh was free in the middle, and a cushioned header beyond Ivan Knott gives the visitors the lead. It's Haverfordwest 0, Barrytown 1.
It's fantastic play on the left side from Ellis Williams. He's different to Owen Cudahy. He's in the team instead of Owen Cudahy, but he's more of a tricky left back, and he's produced a fantastic ball. And what a header from Ryan Kavanagh. Back where it came from, Ivan Knott, no chance. Great header from Ryan Kavanagh, arriving in the box late, but what a cross from Ellis Williams. Fantastic start to the second half from Barrytown United.
Ryan Kavanagh, 22 years of age, former Cardiff City player, scores his second goal of the season. And a beautifully positioned, cushioned header beyond Ivan Knott gives the visitors a deserved lead, Kane McLagan.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've been the better side. Look, they, like we said from when they came out for the second half, they've been the better side, but they want to get something on that scoreboard to show for their dominance and the control that they've had and the chances they've created. And they've come out for the second half and scored their first one. So Steve Jenkins will be pleased with that.
Well, we did say throughout the first half how important the first goal was going to be, and it's gone to the visitors, looking for their first win here at Bridge Meadows since 2003, and a first in the last 10 games in all competitions.
Yeah, great turn from Corey Shepherd, and Kavanagh just brought him down there. Shepherd wants a bit more punishment to be dealt to Kavanagh, but he was just outthought there a little bit.
And another blow to Haverfordwest. I'm sure they were digging in, thinking perhaps a point here tonight would have been a useful one, travelling to Llanelli at the weekend. But here comes Corey Shepherd. Well, it was a good run by Shepherd, but he's flagged offside.
Yeah, as you said, these are tough moments for Haverfordwest, and I heard the management team talking about how they need to stick in and dig in and ride the wave, and then they will get into where they want to be, into the top 6 area at the end of the season. But they do need to start picking up results as quickly as possible, whether their better players are out or in, suspended or not. They need to make sure that they're picking up results, and tonight is one they'd expect to try and get something, at least a point from.
Again, it's picked up by Kavanagh, tied it up by the Barrytown defence. Barry looking for their 3rd win of the season. This is Ben Margetson. Margetson knocks it long into the channel, encouraging the run for Wigley. Wigley wins a corner, and Morgan Wigley, he's done really well, hasn't he, coming in this evening instead of Ian Owen? Yeah,
making runs down the channels and stretching the back line of Haverfordwest. He's done it all night, all evening, and he started well. He's had chances, probably hasn't had that killer instinct, if you like, because he might have had a goal or two himself, but he's been sharp and he's made a difference.
And he's a good foil, isn't he, for Ollie Hulbert?
Yeah, he's allowed Hulbert to be a little bit more free and creative and get himself on the ball.
A lot of pushing and shoving in the box. First header so important. Makwiramiti clears for Haverfordwest. Kavanagh, the scorer, knocks it long. Scotch's volley is straight at Wilmot. Wilmot floats it in towards the far post. Knott comes for it, he drops it, picks it up at the second attempt. Advantage being played. Ivan Knott conceded 3 at the weekend against Connah's Quay. Favoured in place of former Barrytown goalkeeper Luke Rees this evening again. But he had no chance for the goal, did he, Kane?
No, fantastic header. It was, the first thing you're taught when you're heading the ball in the box is, can you head it back where it came from, because the goalkeeper's travelling the opposite way and he's wrong-footed, even not, and it's a fantastic header, no chance.
New Saints extend their lead to 3-1, and it's Ben Wilson who scored. Early cross in. Joe Thomas did call, but it was Will Richards who cleared. New Saints 3-1 ahead against Flint. Caernarfon still lead through that Ryan Sears goal against Connah's Quay, and Penabont 2 up at Quay campus, 2 goals to last year's Golden Boot running James Kroll.
Yeah, James Kroll started the season fantastically well, hasn't he? Just a handball here from Ryan Kavanagh. It was couldn't really get himself out of the way. Ollie Hulbert fouls Dylan Rees, and they're looking to just break up the game a little bit, Barry, now, and take a bit of a breather, because Havford West are under pressure.
They are indeed. To keep you abreast of a full fixture list in the Cymru Premier this evening: Colwyn Bay 0, Bala 1, Mahaseb with a goal just before half-time, Connah's Quay Nomads 0, Caernarfon 1, Ryan Sears with the all-important goal, with Ismail missing a penalty. Britton Ferry are ahead by a goal to 0. Rio Dyer, son of Andy Dyer, the manager, has put the Ferry ahead. Penabont 2-0 up at Cardiff Met, and TNS 3-1 up at Park Hall against Flint. So goals in all the games, and the all-important goal here has been scored by Ryan Kavanagh. Free kick to Barry. Wilmot floats it in towards the far post, and there was an opportunity for Will Richards there. A free header, the slip by the captain, Dylan Rees.
Yeah, I'm not sure Will Richards realised how much time he had. Obviously, the slip happens just before the ball arrives to him, but if he did see it a bit earlier, he might have been able to get it down on his chest and have a shot at goal. But again, trouble in the box when the ball gets put in the box from a set piece from Barry.
A pensive Pennock in the box to the left of us, Kane McLagan. I'm sure he's furious there that his team are behind, but they haven't really created enough, have they? And haven't done enough to trouble Joe Thomas in the Barry goal.
No, as we said when they came out for the second half, there wasn't enough done in the first half really to put Barry Town under pressure. You know, they created a few half chances, but nothing really concrete, and Joe Thomas hasn't had enough to do.
This is promising. Abruzzi floats it in, and Joe Thomas there, well, he needed a second attempt to collect. Abruzzi's cross creating the problems, but here come Barry down the left-hand side through Hulbert, and they win a throw on the far side. And that's the sort of ball that they need to play into the box, isn't it? Create that little bit of uncertainty between the goalkeeper and the defenders.
Yeah, an early ball from Abruzzi, and Joe Thomas comes to claim it, and you think he's done really well, and he just drops it onto his knee, but no one's there ready to pick up the pieces. But a little bit fortunate there for Joe Thomas.
Barry cross towards the far post, and Makwiramiti is there, but he saves it going out for a corner. It will be a throw-in to Barry Town. Panache Makwiramiti played his football in Hastings, Eastbourne, out in Gibraltar, and has joined from FC 20, not the Dutch team, I hasten to add, but from New Zealand. He's a real globe-trotting footballer and has ended up at the Bridge Meadow this season. Makwiramiti who clears, and it's Fawcett trying to help out in defence, and he picks up the ball here. Fawcett driving forward, but he showed too much of it to Keston Davis, and Wilmot is there to pick up and drives forward himself. Robbie Wilmot, Hulbert in the middle, but that cross a little bit too deep and too close to Ivanot.
Game's getting a little bit stretched, and you know, there's some counter-attacks which I'm not sure suits either team really. Haverfordwest, you know, probably want to get some control and try and work their way up into the area and try and force a goal. And Barry are 1-0 up, and they don't want the game to be like a basketball game. They want it to be closed off as well. So I think both teams will be trying to take a little bit of a breather now and play some possession-based football rather than a counter-attack style.
10 minutes played in the second half. Game was crying out for a goal, and it's come for Barry. Cross beautifully floated in by Ellis Williams. You have to give a lot of credit to the left back for the quality on the cross.
He's had a really good game actually, Ellis Williams. He was really positive in the first half when they got himself down on the left side, and you know, got himself in the byline. A really good cross in the first half, which flashed across the front as well. And yeah, he's been really good for Barry Town United. You know, he's earned his chance actually. He hasn't had to be really patient with Owen Cudahy being the mainstay on that left side. But yeah, he's done well.
He started the last 3 games now. Bala win 4-0, the draw at Flint, and tonight's game, and he's certainly earning his spurs for Barry Town, and a great assist for Kavanagh's goal this evening. Ball back with Ivanot, who made that excellent save from the Michael George header early in the game. Probably the best chance that Barry had had prior to Kavanagh's goal, and it's Mikey George who's putting pressure on Abruzzi then, forcing Haverfordwest to play it out, and that's a nice little touch from Walters. But again, it's Margetson who wins the ball back, and this is Callum Sainty. Sainty with time, crosses low, it's cleared by Scotcher for Haverfordwest. But you feel it's slightly one-way traffic, isn't it, as Barry Town dominate possession. Yeah,
they look really comfortable. They look like a really good side actually. I've got to be honest. They look like the side that is, you know, and the table probably doesn't lie at the moment, I suppose, but a team that is looking to get into the top 6 versus a team that is struggling towards the bottom. And you know, we wouldn't have said that maybe 2 months ago when the season was starting, and this would be the case.
Well, that's right. I don't think anybody would have thought that Haverfordwest would be struggling as they have. Whoa. We nearly had a first touch there. Quay, I was depending on you there. I was looking at the pictures and I could see the ball coming towards me. My word.
I took another bad first touch.
And, you know, you look as well at the options on the Haverfordwest bench, and all of them, bar Luke Rees, are part of the Haverfordwest Academy youth team. And yes, they have qualified for the UEFA Youth League. They played the team from Montenegro here last week, lost by 3-2, second leg to come next week. And they did ever so well last year as well, winning the Welsh Youth Cup and the Academy Youth League. But you need a little bit more than that on the bench to trouble teams like Barry Town.
Yeah, that's one of the worries now, is that how are they going to change this game? How are they going to change the flow as Barry go again, you know? They look more likely to get a second.
Oh, and the ball is just beyond the run of Ryan Kavanagh. Kavanagh sprinting in, looking to double the Barry lead. The cross on the left was a good one, but just slightly beyond. The ball skipping past Kavanagh, and it remains 1-0 to the visitors.
Yeah, Barry, again, it's similar to the first half. I know Barry have got their goal, but they'll be thinking, can we kill this game off? Because Haverfordwest are only a goal away from...
Oh, and what?
Good chance.
Walters, and here's the equaliser. Oh, goodness me. That's come out of absolutely nowhere. The shot by Walters cannons off the defender into the path of Rhys Abruzzi, and Abruzzi has equalised for Haverfordwest. There was a great pass from Corey Shepherd to begin with, then the cross by Abruzzi, the shot by Walters, but the all-important touch from Abruzzi, and it's 1-1 game.
Just as we were saying, Barry Town needs to get a second goal to kill off the game. It's a fantastic pass, like you said, swept wide to Abruzzi from Corey Shepherd, the two players who you want on the ball. Greg Walters, his shot is blocked, and listen, Rhys Abruzzi is first on the spot. He's the one who reacts first. He gets his head on the ball. He's the smallest person in the box, but he scores the goal. Fantastic, 1-1.
Yes, the ex-Barry Town player equalises for Haverfordwest. Ball cannoning off the defender, and he reacted before Mikey George. And he heads Haverfordwest level on the hour. Haverfordwest 1, Barry Town 1.
Haverfordwest have been under the cosh in this second half. Started really poorly, actually, but goals change games and momentum is huge. I'm sure now this game won't be how it was probably 5 minutes ago, where Barry were on top and looking to get that second, chance after chance. But listen, they've got that goal and they're right back in this game. They've dug in, as Tony Pennock has talked about.
And it's Tony Pennock, I think, on the phone there. Ball played forward. It was something that we really didn't expect there, was the equaliser from Haverfordwest, and as you say, momentum can change, and this will be a first yellow card of the evening, and it goes to Ryan Kavanagh. So it's a yellow for Kavanagh.
I think it's similar to the one Shepherd's just done on Kavanagh, so I think that's what he's saying, is that, you know, it probably is a yellow card, but Shepherd may have had one earlier before on Kavanagh, so he's probably saying, look, this is my first one, I think he's saying. And listen, it probably is a yellow card if you're going by the letter of the law. But listen, Haverfordwest are right back in this game, a little bit of energy now from that goal and making changes and feeling like they can probably go on and get something from the game, whereas 5 minutes ago they looked dead and buried.
Well, the first substitution of the evening, and it comes from the home team, and it's Dylan Rees, the captain, and I'm sure that must be an injury, Kane. Can't see them taking off the captain so early, having equalised, and it's young Will Hughes who's on, and it's his first appearance in the Cymru Premier. 18-year-old academy player, played in the UEFA Youth League against a team called Buduknos of Montenegro in the defeat here at the Bridge Meadow. Free kick for Haverfordwest is floated in and just beyond everyone, and it skips off the wet turf into the grateful hands of Joe Thomas. Oh, and he's holding the back of his leg there, and it could be another hamstring strain to go with the Owain Jones hamstring. And Ivan not under pressure, not the best back pass either, but the goalkeeper under pressure. But, and, you know, it never rains when it pours, isn't it, for Tony Pennock?
Took the words out of my mouth. That was exactly what I was just about to say. Tony Pennock probably thinks, he's cursed. Unfortunately, he's not getting any luck. But again, this is what happens. Across a season, I'm sure other teams will find themselves in similar positions across the season, and they've just got to get through at the moment and hope that it turns. They'll get players back. Can you get results whilst your backs are against the wall? That's the challenge.
Snapshot from Morgan Wigley. Goes out for a corner, and it's Robbie Wilmot who floats it in towards Sainty. Ball breaks, and guess who's there? Corey Shepherd. Lifts it high into this Pembrokeshire evening. Beautiful evening here in Haverfordwest. Oh. Kavanagh. That's a clever little pass towards Wigley. Important cover from Elliot Scotcher. He clears, but again it's man-mountain Callum Sainty in the midfield, winning back possession for the visitors. And here's Mikey George. He'll want to make up for that mistake. He presented Haverfordwest with their opportunity. Yori Humphreys in the corner. Not many options. Four to the last 6 games between these sides have ended in draws. And more goals at the Quay campus. And it's now 3, Cardiff Met 0, Penabont 3. And Johan Phillips has the third to go with the James Crawl brace. And it's all looking good for Penabont.
Looks like 2 good results on the road for Penabont this week, doesn't it?
Carnarvon extend their lead at Quay Castell, and this is a big win, bouncing back from the defeat on Saturday. And it's Ryan Sears with his second. The big central defender, former Newtown player, scoring crucial goals. And Carnarvon look to have the win. Here's Abruzzi. Oh, trying to find the ball through there to Corey Shepherd, who's taken over as captain. And you spoke about momentum and confidence as well, Kane. It seems to be flowing through this Haverfordwest team now.
Yeah, goals change games, and all of a sudden Haverfordwest look like, they can create chances. They're on the front foot. Barrytown United were almost camped in Haverfordwest's half, and it looked like they were out on their feet almost at times and conceding chances and conceding territory. But at the moment, it's more of a 50-50 game, and if anything, Haverfordwest are kind of playing in Barrytown United's half. They've got a corner here, and they'll feel a bit better about themselves now.
Yori Humphreys, probably the tallest player that they have available now. Dylan Rees has gone off, and Bruce Abruzzi, the scorer, is going to whip this in on his left foot. And Joe Thomas is under pressure, but he collects well, and he looks to release early. There's a big scream in terms of Ben Williams has listened to that scream, and I'm sure he's had a word in his ear from his assistant as well.
Yes, it's clever from Greg Walters. I think he just puts a little touch on him and kind of delays Joe Thomas. He's got away with it. The referee's seen it, but the Barrytown players are asking for a heavier sanction than just a foul given. But yeah, he's got away with one there, I think, Greg Walters.
Well, 3/4 of the game played, and there's a change for Barry, and it's a like-for-like change, and it's in your position, Kane, and it's Morgan Wigley, who's had a useful evening up there up front, had his opportunities, possibly should have scored, and he's going to be replaced by Ieuan Owen, and this man has pace.
Yeah, they're quite similar, but Ieuan probably slightly quicker, and there's going to be no respite here for Haverfordwest County's defenders. This lad will run and run and run, as will Ollie Holbert, and that's what he does. But he's also got a goal in him. He's brave as a lion, and if the ball comes in that box, he can put his head where lots of people don't like putting their feet. So be very interesting.
Yeah, he did very well last season. Ieuan Owen, 8 goals, 5 assists in 27 games, having joined from Afan Lido. 1 goal this season in the opening fixture against Llanelli. It's all dried up a bit for him, but he certainly has pace.
Yeah, I'm sure Steve Jenkins has asked him to, run those channels and try and get some energy back into Barrytown United's play, because they've gone a little bit lethargic since the goal. You know, they're not pressing as quickly and not winning the ball as high up, and allowing Haverfordwest to have more touches on the ball, a bit more comfort on the ball, if you like.
Super Rugby on Thursday will be Penabont against Aberavon. And that'll be live on S4C's digital channels. Ball played long by Scotcher, looking for Fawcett. Pressure on Margetson, and it's Abruzzi who wins the ball back. He goes to ground, nothing given, and ball floated forward, looking for Hulbert. Hulbert drifted out wide. Wilmot picking the ball up, weighing up the opportunities. Oh, and a wasted pass, and that's not something you associate with Robbie Wilmot. He had Ellis Williams to the left of him. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, strange decision from Robbie, but again, when the game changes, you start to do different things. There's more pressure on your passes and more pressure on the simple things that you do, and you sometimes choose the wrong option. And yeah, like I said, Barry just needs to get their heads back here, because at the moment it's not as if the game's getting away from them, but they're not as in control as they were probably 10 minutes ago.
Ooh. Havford West being brave on the ball. Walters. But again, the press comes from Barry, and they win the ball back well through Ieuan Owen to Wilmot. Wilmot to Kavanagh, the scorer. This is good play. And in the end, the ball trickles back to Ivan Knott, but good build-up play there by Barrytown.
Yeah, slightly better, wasn't it? It was a good play from Kavanagh and Robbie Wilmot. Two good passes, little 1-2 around the corner, and he's tried to play a reverse pass to Ieuan Owen, and just good defending in the end. I think Greg Walters has nicked it back to not to Joe Thomas, to Ivan Knott, but yeah, slightly more positive.
Well, the top five are all ahead. The New Saints at the top, ahead by 3-1. Caernarfon 2-0 up against Connah's Quay. Penabont 3-0 up at Cardiff Met. Bala a goal up at Colwyn Bay, and Britain Ferry into the top 6, having got ahead through Rio Dyer against Llanelli. But here come Barry. Barry pegged back, having gone ahead through Ryan Kavanagh, frustrated to have conceded that header to Rhys Abruzzi. And there are exactly 20 minutes to play here at the Bridge Meadow. Williams, again he gets his cross in, but it's come off a defender, and it will be a corner. He's having a good game down that left-hand side.
Yeah, I was just about to say, he's been a threat, hasn't he? He has been a threat down that left side, and he's earned him territory. He's put some good crosses into the box and been neat and tidy on the ball. He's been one of Barry's better players.
Keston Davis, Callum Sainty, Ben Margetson, all in there. There's the header, and it's the smallest man on the pitch, Ieuan Owen, who's got the touch, and the substitute is a super sub because he's put Barry ahead. From Wilmot's delivery, he stoops low, heads past Ivan Knott. Haverfordwest 1, Barry 2.
Yeah, and he puts his head where people don't put their feet. That's the first thing I said when he came onto the pitch. He's brave as a lion. He scores a lot of headers like this. He attacks the ball well. He's the smallest player on the pitch, but he does attack the ball. That's a typical goal for Ieuan Owen. He's really good. I'd say it's in the air, but it's a low ball, but he reads the flight really well. And he's a little bit of a fox in the box. He's fantastic in those areas, and he's come on and given Barry the lead.
Second goal of the season for Ieuan Owen, but the question in the Haverfordwest defence is who was picking him up, because it looked to be Tom Shepherd, the number 15. He was the closest man. The big men were all picked up, Kane.
I think that's one of the reasons why I've seen him score a few from those corners. In terms of, I think he scored one in pre-season this season, and one maybe during a cup game this season. But he's off again. He's just a bag of energy.
Owen slips it in, and Haverfordwest are lucky there. Yori Humphreys dawdling on the ball, caught out by Ieuan Owen, who's going to be full of confidence. A foul on Rhys Abruzzi.
Yeah, just going back to who should be picking him up. I think at times, when a smaller player's in the box, switch off a little bit because you think he's probably not going to be the one they're aiming for, or he's not going to head it, and he just sneaks around and maybe gets himself a goal.
Walters, Haverfordwest having to come from behind yet again. More frustration for the Bluebirds supporters here. Staring down the barrel of the 4th successive defeat here. Ball kept in on the volley by Scotcher. Brave header by Will Richards. I'm sure that Will Hughes, wearing 23's, come on as a sub. You must think he's in the land of the giants there, amongst the back three for Barry. Wilmot. Sainty, excellent reverse pass out to Ellis Williams. Williams cuts inside. And it's Walters who's there to clear, and this time Fawcett, who's we haven't seen in the second half, have we, Kane?
No, when that ball gets played forward, Callum Sainty's almost on his toes and he's picking up the little second balls. He's been brilliant at it all night, actually. It's a bit of a silent role, but he just picks up every second ball and keeps Barry on the move. He did in the first half brilliantly as well, and it's tough for Fawcett up there on his own, especially when you've got a big centre half on your back and then another 6'4" giant on your toes.
Yeah, and of course with the defenders being under such great pressure, they clear high and long, and when there's a competition in the air, there's just no chance for people like Hawkins here in picture, Will Hughes, the substitute, and Fawcett to win that ball. So they're going to be attracting a lot more pressure, I believe, in the last quarter of an hour, and they're going to have to go for it. Haverfordwest 2-1 down. Scotcher knocks it long. They win the pieces, and here is Fawcett, but he's gone to ground, no foul. And it's Ellis Williams who's there again. And Barry played well, and here is the burning pace of Ieuan Owen. And Scotcher's done well initially, but Kavanagh wins the ball back. This is Hulbert shot! And it's, well, I thought he dropped it into the back of the net. Ivan Notti shakes his head. It was a good save in the end, because there's real venom in that shot from Ollie Hulbert.
Yeah, it's fantastic. They've won it back high, Barry, and I'm guessing the ball has moved. We don't see it from this angle, but in the end, he does enough. He does enough. It's keep it out by any means possible. It's a great strike from Ollie Hulbert, and even not, he's got to be fortunate there.
Ivan Notti was going one way, and then it is.
Yeah, the ball does move a little bit, I'll give him that, but he's kept it out, and that's his job.
Well, in the end, it was an incredible save as Ivan Notti went to his left and the ball went to his right. And somehow he's clawed the ball away, and it is a corner. He scored from the last one. Oh, what an opportunity. Well, the acrobatics from Hulbert, but super save by Ivan Notti, it must be said.
It's an excellent effort over his shoulder. You know, he can't really see the ball, and it's a great save as well, because he's, reflex. He probably doesn't see that until late. It's come over Ollie Hulbert's shoulder, and great reflex saves from Ivan Notti, but an unbelievable effort from Ollie Hulbert as well. Pressure on here.
Pressure is on the Haverfordwest defenders, and in it comes. And this time Notti decides to punch, and he punches well. Abruzzi on the counter for Haverfordwest. Can they equalise for a second time? Ball played forward. Into the last quarter of an hour, and there will be substitutions on the far side for Haverfordwest. And first to leave the field will be Panache Makwiramiti. Put a good shift in to the midfield, and it's further young players coming on, and it's Ashley Watkins, captain of the successful academy team, scored last week in the UEFA Youth League match. And Ben Fawcett has also left, and on for him is Harry Thomas. Harry Thomas is only 16 years of age.
Great experience for him, though, isn't it?
Well, Tony Pennock has seen something in Harry Thomas, because last year he was playing local football a few miles from where I live. He's playing for Llechrid. I bet you've never heard of that team.
I have now.
In the Coscutter Ceredigion League. And suddenly, he's playing in Europe. But here come Barry, and this is Hulbert. Hulbert to finish it. Oh, and he saved it by Ivan Knott. Super save by Knott, keeps his side in the game. 2-1 down. 3-1, it would have been all over.
Ivan Owen has made a huge difference. He wins the ball back again. He's done it twice now for the last 2 chances. They just can't rest when he's around. You know, he works his tail off, but also he's not afraid to put his foot in and actually win the ball back and then drive with it and feed it. You know, it's great quality then to put Ollie Hulbert in. Probably should finish the game off.
All-important save by Ivan Knott. And here come Haverfordwest, and Joe Thomas can't stop the ball going out for a corner. The game flowing from one end to the other now, Kane. It's exciting stuff. We've had to wait a long time.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting because, like we said, Barry are the team that seem to be in control, and then you just Haverfordwest seem to get a counter-attack and something seems to happen. But it's, yeah, interesting game.
Abruzzi floats it in. Joe Thomas stays on his line. Here is Corey Shepherd. Shepherd looking for an opportunity to cross. And he's strong, is Corey Shepherd. He does well to keep possession. Watkins. Scotcher knocks it long, into the middle it goes, and out again for a Haverfordwest corner.
Trying to build a bit of pressure now, Haverfordwest. 2 good balls into the box. They're trying to put it onto Joe Thomas and really test him underneath this crossbar and see if something falls.
High into the box. Callum Sainty heads clear. Everyone on the edge of their seats here at Bridge Meadow, where the visitors lead by 2-1. But here come the Bluebirds. Opportunity to cross. And it's straight into the hands of Joe Thomas. It was a useful cross, actually, right across the face of the defenders.
Yeah, Brucey just finds himself in space on the right-hand side this time. Whips the ball in, but no takers at the front post.
Ball played long, encouraging Hulbert. And Max Woodcock has halved Carnarvon's lead at Quay Castell. It's all to play for there, with about 10 minutes to play. Ryan Sears is double, putting Carnarvon ahead, but Woodcock pulls one back. But here come Haverfordwest. Harry Thomas to Hawkins. Hawkins crosses, and they've equalised again. And it's Corey Shepherd leading by example. Goodness me. Super cross by Dan Hawkins. The slightest of touches by Corey Shepherd, and helps the ball beyond Joe Thomas. Super play by Haverfordwest. Great character from the team. It's 2-2.
Just like in the first half, bit of quality from Dan Hawkins. Corey Shepherd late run into the box, and this time he finishes. Fantastic clip ball. Great header from Corey Shepherd. He's done that all night, in fairness to him. Even though they've been under the cosh, he still made the box. It's a brilliant header. Might just come off his shoulder, but he's wanted to direct it into that bottom corner, and he finds it. Fantastic ball, fantastic header. If Haverfordwest are going to get something from this game, it's got to be those 2 players that are involved. Shepherd and Hawkins been really good on the counter-attack.
Well. And we talked about who was picking up Ivan Owen for the header for Barrytown. Well, who was picking up Corey Shepherd? We spoke about Callum Sainty being his shadow all game, but Sainty was nowhere to be seen. Well, goodness me, here comes Harry Thomas. And it's 2-2 here at the Bridge Meadow. What a second half we've had. Owen spreads it out to Mikey George. Is there a twist in the tail in this game? Into the final 10. Kavanagh crosses towards the far post. Important header clear. Ball breaks to Ellis Williams. Williams crosses in. Here comes Ivan Knott. Knott as well.
Great second half. Great second half. Just when you think Haverfordwest are dead and buried, they go and find something from nowhere. It's been a real character show from Haverfordwest, to be fair. You know, they've been under the cosh, but they've also been, you know, had some tough moments to deal with in the last few weeks, and they're showing that there's plenty of fight left in them.
Yeah, we spoke about character and determination and backs to the wall stuff. And Haverfordwest have really done really well second half. I must admit, I thought that when they went 1 down, I thought that might be it, curtains. But they've done ever so well, and Penabont have a 4th at the campus in Quay. And a hat-trick for last year's Golden Boot winner, James Crawl. Super night for him and Rhys Griffiths' side. Not so good for Ryan Jenkins, whose side slip into the relegation zone now that Haverfordwest have a point here. And Flint have pulled another one back at Park Hall. It's now the new Saints champions 3, Flint 2. And Llanelli have scored their first away goal, maybe? I'm not quite sure. It's Britain Ferry 1, Llanelli 1. No, I think Sean Cronin has scored a goal, if I remember rightly, in Caernarfon, where they lost by 6 goals to 1. So we'll get the scorer's name in a minute now. That'll be frustration for Andy Dyer, I'm sure. And Lee John looking for his 2nd point. Danny Williams who's got the all-important goal for Llanelli at the Old Road, bringing Llanelli level. Danny Williams, former player here at Haverfordwest when he got released by Cardiff City. He had a period here with Haverfordwest, did really well, went to Pontypridd and now has found himself at Llanelli, but has found the net this evening. Another all-important goal for Danny Williams. 1-1 at the Old Road. One all at the Old Road, 2-2 here at the Bridge Meadow. Who's the more likely to score, Kane?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask me that. Honestly, you'd have to fancy Barrytown because they've been the better side throughout the game, but Haverfordwest have just shown so much fight and heart and guts. And I tell you what, the 2 young lads up top have done well as well.
Yeah.
You know, they're running their socks off. They're making Barry play some rash clearances and missed time connections, and yeah, they've started really well. The lad up top, 44, he hasn't even got a sponsor on his chest because he's so young, he's not allowed to have it on. So look, there's youth up top, but they're really giving it a go.
Well, it's a good advert for the academy football to see so many of them given their opportunity here in such a crucial game. Harry Thomas, Ashley Watkins, Will Hughes. And that's a super little touch as well by Harry Thomas. You almost think if there was a 5th goal, Kane, it would be really cruel on whoever misses out here.
Yeah, listen, it's been a game played with great spirit and at a good tempo, you know. It's been even in the first half when there wasn't any goals, you know, it was still a really good game to watch, really engrossing. So yeah, both sides have been fully committed.
5 minutes to play. Scotcher knocks it wide. Corey Shepherd picks up the ball. Never followed the ball, so opportunity here to release Ieuan Owen. Owen, he's so quick, he's beaten his man. Here comes Owen. Oh, super save by Ivan Knott. He did everything right, Ieuan Owen, frustrated by Ivan Knott, but give the goalkeeper credit. That was a super save, 1-on-1, and it remains 2-2.
Brilliant. 2 young players at their best there. Ivan Knott stands tall after Ieuan Owen is, you know, raced ahead and chopped Elliot Scotcher, showed him a clean set of heels and probably should do better. I'm sure he'll be thinking, I should be on 2 goals here, you know. It's a 1v1, clear eyes of the goalkeeper, and doesn't quite slot it past him, but fantastic save from Ivan Knott. He's made some good saves tonight, actually, Ivan Knott.
Yeah, he has, particularly in the second half. That acrobatic effort by Hulbert stays in the mind, doesn't it? You know, we remember that one, and there were a series of them, to be fair. Here's the opportunity, Kane.
Yeah, fantastic. Cuts inside, shows Elliot one way, gets him the wrong way. And it's a comfortable save, if you like. Listen, he stood tall. He could easily go to ground and make that easy for Iron, but he stood tall and made a good double-handed save. But I'm sure Iron will be thinking, I should have slotted that. I should have slotted that and made it 3-2. I'm just thinking whether he could have taken one more touch to take it one just further. And goodness me, look what's happened at the old road. Britain Ferry 1, Llanelli 2, Rio Booth. Played his football at Connah then last season. Has put Llanelli ahead, and it could be Llanelli's first win of the season. Having lost by 4-2 against the same opposition a few weeks ago. Lee John turns it around, and as Rio Booth given them their first 3 points. Here at the Bridge Meadow, it's 2-2. Goals flying in all over Wales in the Cymru Premier. Here's Mikey George. Mikey George slots it back to Kavanagh. He crosses, the ball is cleared. Barry swarming all over the ball. Ellis Williams. Wilmot is there in support. Wilmot crosses, and the touch is in! And is it Ben Margetson who's got it? Margetson secures the points for Barry. It's cruel on Haverfordwest. The beautiful build-up play by Barry, and the cross by Wilmot is inch perfect. Margetson's slightest touch carries the ball beyond Ivan Knott, and the Barry supporters to the left of us celebrate. Haverfordwest 2, Barry 3. It's an unbelievable cross from Robbie Wilmot. Fantastic ability. First time, it looks like he's just kind of clipped it, but if you look closely, the technique's unbelievable. It's a fantastic curl ball into Ben Margetson, and he finds himself in the box. He gets goals, he gets contacts in the box. It's a fantastic header into the top corner. 3-2 Barry. Ben Margetson's second goal of the season, and just like Ieuan Owen, in off the post as well, just like Ieuan Owen, he'd scored against Llanelli in the opening fixture of the season, and the all-important second goal tonight. 3-2 up. Haverfordwest 2, Ben Margetson secures the third. Now the question is, how much injury time will be added? I'm sure there must be at least 5. And this is cruel on Haverfordwest, isn't it? Yeah, it is cruel, but I will say I think Barrytown have been the better side. Haverfordwest have had great moments and deserved to get themselves back into it just through their fight and effort. But if one team should win it, it would have been Barry. But listen, Haverfordwest, they go again. They're going again. They're trying to get themselves back into this game again. And fair play to them. They've shown so much fight and determination in this game. And that's excellent play by Watkins. He crosses, pressure on the player by Will Hughes. Ball played long, encouraging the run by Wilmot of all people. 5 minutes of added time here at the Bridge Meadow. Ben Margetson header in the last minute looks to have secured the points for Steve Jenkins' men. Well, it's been a super second half. Pleasure to commentate on it. We've enjoyed this. Oh, it's been brilliant. Yeah, second half has been outstanding with the goals. But like I said, the first half was a really good game as well. It's had a bit of everything, hasn't it? Goals and comebacks and winning goals potentially, and young players playing and coming off the bench and scoring. So yeah, it's been fantastic. Just to remind you, Caernarfon, Penabont, Bala, all ahead, as are the new Saints. But it's really close. Late goals could change everything, and here comes a late goal, and it just means that the champions have extended their lead once more, and now it's 4-2 at Park Hall. Important header by Mikey George for Barry. Ken Charles has the fourth, and this is Abruzesi. And Hawkins, inches past the post. We had the best view in the house, Kane McLagan, of that shot. Hawkins, what an opportunity to make it 3-3. It just wouldn't come round, would it? It was not the best strike from Abruzesi, and he's just tried to bend it around Will Richards, and it just wouldn't come back this side of the post. Great effort again, Haverfordwest just don't know when they're beat. They're trying their heart out and almost get a third equaliser.
Well, a head-in-hands moment for Dan Hawkins. He's done so well this evening. He's run his socks off as Hawkins. And it'll be Callum Sainty who's substituted. And his song rings around the Bridge Meadow. Elliot Richards is the man coming on. Experienced Elliot Richards, 34 years of age, played in the Welsh Prem with Penabont and Pontypridd. And Callum Sainty back in the starting lineup has played an integral part in what could be a potential win. Two minutes to play here, and it could be an historic victory for Barry, breaking a 10 games, 5 wins and 5 draws for Haverfordwest since Barry last won, and 2003 was the last time Barry won here at the Bridge Meadow. Corey Shepherd has been named player of the match by Sean Meredith. Agree with that one, Kane?
Yeah, I think so. Corey, he's been, you know, he's affected the game. He scored a good goal, and 3 minutes ago he probably scored the most important goal. But obviously the scoreline's changed. So yeah, I always like to have a player from the winning team, but we don't know.
Abruzzi into the middle towards Walters. Ball is cleared by Barry. Can they hang on here? Hawkins wins it back, and the ball is played long, and it's pressure on Yori Humphreys. Humphreys is quick, but he's not as quick as Ian Owen. But Owen fouls, and it's a free kick to Haverfordwest with seconds left here, and it looks as if Barry have just enough.
Yeah, I think it looks like they're going to hold on, and like I said, probably just on the balance of play deserve to win the game, but do not write Haverfordwest off. I'm sure they'll try and get another chance in these closing moments.
Joe Thomas calls and Joe Thomas collects. Seconds left at the Bridge Meadow, where Barry have led 3 times. Pegged back twice by plucky Haverfordwest. Confirmation that TNS have won and keep their place at the top of the Welsh Premier this evening. Abruzzi looking for one last opportunity. Here's Harry Thomas. Thomas to Abruzzi. We have played the 5 minutes. All eyes on Ben Williams, our referee. Ball into the box, and Joe Thomas collects, and that should be it. And there is the final whistle. It's the win for Barrytown, the first since 2003 here at the Bridge Meadow. Ryan Kavanagh gave them the lead. They were pegged back by Rhys Abruzzi's header. They then went ahead, super sub Ian Owen scoring from a corner. But man of the match, player of the match, Corey Shepherd pegged them back once more before Ben Margetson headed the winner for Barry. A super win for the visitors. Heartbreak for Haverfordwest. It's been a pleasure to have you, Kane McLagan.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a great game. Fantastic game of football. 2 really good sides, and Barrytown just edged it and probably deserved to win in the end.
Yes, indeed. Well, a great advert for the Cymru Premier, particularly in the second half. Heartbreak for Rhys Abruzzi and Haverfordwest. It's finished here. Haverfordwest 2, Barrytown United 3.
he's on the gravy train, is he? Yes, Kane. Nice one, yeah. Nice little midweek bonus, yeah.
Steve, well, turning draws into wins was the message in your pre-match interview. How good does that 3 points feel?
Yeah, because obviously we just finished the game, so I'm delighted. I did ask for that, but we did make hard work of it, you know. And to be fair to Havford West, we got the lead twice, they came back, and then we just managed to nick it at the end.
Yeah, there are so many different elements to discuss because, like you said, two teams battling it out.
Yeah.
I want to highlight that early goal at the start of the second half, though. How important was that, do you think, just in terms of getting a bit of momentum, a bit of belief in the squad?
Yeah, it was. Any goals, important. We wanted to start the second half well. We did. And Yaya made an impact, I
was going to ask an inspired sub bringing Yaya on.
Exactly, and he's got a knack. Corners, I think people look at him and his stature, but he's so effective. He can just sniff a goal out, and like you say, he changed the game for us a little bit in terms of going on to win it. Because I felt we were comfortable, and we probably could have seen the game off at 2-1. Ollie's had a great chance, and the keeper's made a brilliant save. That could have been done, but to Havford West's credit, they came back to all, and look, we just managed to nick it in the end. I'm just delighted with the 3 points.
Yeah, not in their goalkeeper, fair play. He kept them in the game, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a good game. Probably a good game, not so much for the coaches, but for obviously the people watching. It was probably a 3-2, and it was topsy-turvy. It was sort of end to end, and I'm just glad that we've come out on top because we haven't come out on top very often against Havford West recently. So I'm pleased.
Ben, with the crucial goal, the winner in the end then,
Yeah.
Steve. But, looking ahead, like you said, you mentioned perhaps a few too many draws recently. What do you think this can do for you now, just looking forward, coming here and getting those 3 points?
I don't think we need belief. I think we believe we're a good team and we can compete. It's just getting them points. And this league is so tough. Every game is tough, and you just look at today, how hard we had to scrap and fight for that. So that's the pleasing thing, and we got another tough game coming up Saturday. But again, if you can go back to back in this league, it sort of tends to push you up the league a little bit. So we'll be doing our very best again to try and get another 3 on Saturday.
Well, Steve, congratulations. Thank you
All
for your
right,
time. Diolch.
Thank you. All right, cheers, boys.
OK, dyma ni ar ôl noson cyffroes arall yn uwch gyngrair Cymru. Dyma'r sefyllfa Seintiau Newydd yn parhau ar y brig. Caernarfon yn yr ail safle, Pen y Bont yn ennill o 4 gôl i 0 heno hefyd. Y Bari, maen nhw'n symud lan i'r 5ed safle, a wedyn ni Hwlffordd, wel, o ran Llanelli, ar ôl iddyn nhw ennill heno yn erbyn Llan Sawel, mae'r pethau tua'r gwylod yn edrych yn ddiddorol iawn ar hyn o bryd. A dyna ni am nawr. Diolch yn fawr am eich cwmni chi hyn yma. Cofiwch y Flint yn erbyn Llan Sawel yw ein gêm byw ni penwythnos nesaf, ond wrtho fi a'r tîm i gyd fan hyn yn Hwlffordd. Diolch yn wylio. Nos da.